Welcome to the XPN, where the gamers unite. Podcasts and game reviews, we're streaming all night. Ash is in the corner playing games that are rare. Every title you skip, he's got it, I swear. We're the XPN network, where the fun never ends. Banter and discussions with our gaming friends. From Halo to Madden, we've got it all here. Join the conversation, let's give a cheer. BMG's leading the charge, PlayStation's his game. Trying to get Jim Ryan back in the frame. Fabio's got Halo, but Madden's his king. Every year he plays, it's the joy that it brings. We're the XPN network, where the fun never ends. Banter and discussions with our gaming friends. From Halo to Madden, we've got it all here. Join the conversation, let's give a cheer. KY Bo dropping gospel, keeping it real. Nikki's moans and complaints, you know how she feels. Shadow Mall's a mystery, just stares at the screen, but his presence is felt, he's part of the scene. Insults flying high, chat always ablaze, but when it comes to gaming, we're lost in a maze. 20 questions were useless, but we laugh it away. In the XPN network, we're here to play. We're the XPN network, where the fun never ends. Banter and discussions with our gaming friends. From Halo to Madden, we've got it all here. Join the conversation, let's give a cheer. Dropping gospel, keeping it real. Nikki's moans and complaints, you know how she feels. Shadow Mall's a mystery, just stares at the screen, but his presence is felt, he's part of the scene.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? What's wrong with the song? What's wrong with the song?
You just told yourself, right?
We've done a bunch of songs. If it doesn't work, we will try a different one. We'll change it for a different one. But we're just trying it. I did a few. I did a bunch. I picked this one. The other one is Fabio's. So we'll see how we go. But we have got a bunch of songs to choose from. But I just wanted to try. I liked it. It was just like very cyberpunky. I was like,
Oh, I take it back. It's not your fault, Fabio. This is BMG's monstrosity.
This is my fault.
I told you there. Like, I sent you the ones that I picked there, right?
No. I asked you. I said, is the songs fine? And you all said yes. It's not if you didn't agree, just said, no, don't like it. Let's pick one of the others.
This would be a better outro song, a better outro tempo, because when we're all asleep.
I gave you 5. I gave you like 5, 6, 7 songs to choose from. And
Yeah,
Ash was
I
like,
chose-
Ash just
I
went,
chose-
whoa, I don't really care.
Okay, look. It's a good thing my mic was
chose,
muted.
right? Okay.
It's a good thing my mic was muted during that, because when it got to the part where Shadow Mall is a mystery, he just stares at the screen. I was laughing so hard you could hear me on the other side of the house, because that's exactly what he does.
Exactly. That's why it's in
I
there.
mean, we did put a little bit. The lyrics are way much better than the previous ones, but like
I miss the first song.
the best touch, I think it is the fact that we decided to include me related with Madden as always. It's just-
Halo to Madden. You can't help but go back.
For LUKE STEELE's happiness, there won't be any Madden games in my top 10. Okay.
Fantastic.
Oh,
Are you proud of me? Are you proud?
Nice.
Can we be friends now?
NFL this year instead. He's doing.
Yeah.
It's just because I didn't.
football.
It's just because I didn't play any Madden
NFL. It's like
last year. So yeah.
Blitz
Oh.
2024 or something. It'll be.
Yeah, it will be.
I will say though, we're currently doing well because TheGinna's the one with all the scores, and he's now disconnected from the party as soon as the podcast went live. So
No, it's
God.
just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, so we're literally just going to have to like chat and talk, but we've got to catch up and stuff and all like that anyway. But yes, we'll try a different song for next week. There's literally loads to choose from. Ash is going to pick it because he's just like, I don't care. So Ash can pick it and he can care, the son of a bitch. Wow. He says he's back, so let's add him back. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to. I know we said the podcast is changing. It's going to be a different name. It's going to be the XPN podcast. But because people was busy scheduling and everything else, we couldn't do our game of the year just before Christmas. So we decided we're going to do it just after Christmas. So this is XBL Party Podcast. It is the last episode as it is now of the XBL Party Podcast. But we have got some interesting things that we're working on, doing things a little bit different. So stay tuned in the socials for that. There'll be announcements coming soon, so just keep an eye. But this is our Game of the Year show. We do it every year. And the way it works is that we all have a list. We all give it to the GINA. The GINA then puts them, because we've put them all in order, 1 to 10. Number 1 being that gets the most points. Is it 10 points you work it on, GINA? Something like that?
It is a 10-point system, so the game you chose as your 10th favorite of the year gets 1 point. Your favorite game of the year gets 10 points. So in total, between the 7 of us, because there is 7, let's pretend he's here, there is 385 votes cast between us all, and we selected 48 different games. So it's quite a variety.
Wow. Well, so we will be getting into all that. The GINA is the only one that knows that's won Game of the Year. We all put our lists in. He works everything out, and we'll see what we end up with. And Luke has joined us this year, and he has given his list, so he's also part of this. He's not just someone random turned up, because being the king of Jersey is very hard to get his free time. He travels the world, sees all these subjects, and we are gracious to have him.
Really?
We are meant to have Venomous. Yeah. He's the king of Jersey.
I heard the pizza in Jersey is really good this time of year. I'm just hearing it.
I was more Scousey Geordie than the Royal Jersey.
Yeah, well.
Anyway,
You can't win them all,
I'm a
right?
hillbilly too. Give me a break.
Well,
Jersey is well known.
VenomousAK was meant to be joining us. I don't know what's happened to him. He seems to be doing something, but we also have his list included, even though he's not here. Shadow Mall, he lives in the London Underground now, so he just sits on trains all day and uses the Wi-Fi, so he's not joining us. Nikki, as usual, moaning about gaming and everything else. I think she sat downstairs. She may pop up. Sometimes she just randomly comes in and wants to, like old lady shouting at clouds type thing. So she may pop her head in, but other than that, that's it.
Honestly, the best explanation for why Lewis isn't here is simple. He's dead. Like, let's always go with the same reason. Why isn't this person here? He died.
They went to meet Alucard and were never seen again.
Yeah.
Had a fan meet up and he was never heard from again.
I still think we need to do that, like, in memoriam video where it's all grey and we just have the little head
I will remember
with the names underneath. We should do that.
I'll do a song.
Yeah.
I will do a very emotional, pull on your heartstrings song.
And we'll do it all in black and white, and it'll be lovely, and we'll put it up on TikTok and shit. It'll be the best thing ever.
It will.
Like our fake in memoriam video for
every year we can do it.
It's going to have way more access than any other video that we've done.
That's it, yeah.
Ash, why is your camera not on?
Because I look like a tramp. It's cold. I've got my dressing gown on. I've got my burrito blanket wrapped around me. And I'm playing games. I will put my game stream on in a minute once we finish chatting. I just don't want to distract from.
That's it.
I'll go on quickly. Look, I do exist. I'm
Oh
here.
my God! Turn it off.
Oh
Turn it off.
God! Oh my Lord!
it off.
Jesus Christ!
Oh,
Please turn that thing off.
Who's that? Oh, it's that
I was
guy.
listening to I was listening to some old Nirvana earlier, and come across a song I haven't heard in a while, and it reminded me of this generation of gaming it's called "Something in the Way."
Very nice. Muppy, who says, "Please, BMG, please don't do a song." Well, I've got the thing to do the songs. Yeah, it's all right. I was going to say, VenomousAK should be here any minute, so he'll be here any minute.
Banned.
But if you think you could do better, Muppy, and you want to do a song, you do a song.
Number 10. I don't know what his number 10 is. But...
I've actually got an order. I actually have an order for us to go in and stuff, and then we'll cover off these many games, and this is what's in the lead at the moment. Ooh, we'll do this chunks because we normally take about 4 hours to get through this show, and I don't think anyone's up for that tonight. We're not as young as we used to be. Looking at Bob, so I think we'll do it in. Fabio looks young because he dyes his beard.
Trying to cover the gray up. Is it not working?
That's what Fabio's using.
In fact, Fabio wasn't here last year, was it? We had to pretend to be Fabio with his top 10 last year. It took a while.
It was like he was in the room.
Well,
it was like a perfect.
Well, it probably my top 10 last year was like a Madden 23,
It
Madden
was.
22.
It was all Madden. Yeah.
Madden 20, Madden 19, EA 18 of EAFC 18, of course, FIFA, and
So
as well, though, are there any rules? Is there any sort of criteria to tell the people, or has everyone just done what they wanted?
Yeah, I put some rules out there. They were very simple. The game had to release this year, ideally not remakes and not DLCs, and everybody ignored all of those rules and sent me 10 games.
Yep.
Yeah, but remakes is a new game. And Jeff Keighley allowed expansions, so we should follow in the Lord and Saviour's footsteps.
We're not villains, so I said no DLC, and then I literally were like, I'm putting some DLC in, and I'm like, well, if you're doing DLC, then what's the point?
I left out all of the Alan Wake 2 DLC.
But technically, the DLC I picked is technically it's like a new game, and it changed stuff. So
no, it's not. It's DLC. It's add-on content.
Change the game.
I mean, honestly, I think I'm the one that gave TheGinna the most headache because, like, I sent him my top 10, and then I was like, I'm not editing this because I don't want this anymore. I did that like 4 times, changing my list just to like, oh shit, I forgot about this game.
Yeah, reading out Fabio's list is going to be a surprise to both of us how much he changed it. So.
Right, let me just give a quick shout out again. Thank you everyone for joining us. We hope everyone in our community has had a lovely holiday, a great Christmas if you celebrate Christmas or not, or whatever you celebrate, a New Year. It's good to be back. It's good. We all had a bit of time off and enjoyed it. Well, most of us have enjoyed it. I've been ill pretty much all of Christmas, sadly. But I hope everyone else had a very good Christmas and a very happy New Year as well. And to give everyone a quick shout out in chat that we've got currently, we have Muppet1169, Bimber. We're not going to include you, Ash. We don't need you. Masuku, Happy New Year to everybody that he says. TheGinna will include him because he's a rarity. Pure Dead Beat Punk, which is the Pure Dead Xbox podcast. You always give us a shout out on Twitter. I like to see the stuff that they do. It's great to see them here. Who else? Pure Dead. The music was bad, and you should feel bad.
Yes.
Right. Okay. We're going to change the first song. It's literally, I did them, and we've got multiple songs to choose from. We will have a different intro song for next week. I liked it. I thought it was very cyberpunky, and I really, really liked it. But
I kind of dig it.
I'm in the minority. We're in the minority. And Sergeant Sentinel Gaming, good evening, sir. Great to see you as well.
Like for
Sorry,
what
go
I
on, Fabio.
remember, all the songs that you sent us, like they all have the same lyrics. The only thing that changes is the style of song.
Yeah, well, because otherwise I'd have to do
like-
right lyrics for every single, and I thought, just let's do it that way. I still
Well, there
like
was
the
no
original.
country and western version. I was disappointed.
I
There was
wa-
no
I-
jazz.
I'm not being funny. Out of all the songs we did, I want the original back. Please,
Yeah,
God.
fuck off.
I love it.
Wow.
I think it's a brilliant song. I love that song, but we have to move forward. We have to change. So yes, the intro will change. If the outro you don't like it, blame Fabio because he picked it.
I
Asking
just-
it to
I
us, so he
picked-
can take
I
responsibility.
I picked based on what BMG sent me because he's the one that made it.
Don't chuck me under the bus.
Of
No,
course I am.
anyone
chucking you
else
under
could've
the
done-
bus, you motherfucker.
If we played the song that you made, it was like some sort of heavy metal thing that you couldn't understand the words. That I couldn't even understand what it fucking said. That's what we had. So we had to change. But anyway, let's move on because
We get started.
yeah.
I want to.
So again, welcome everyone. So let's just go around everyone quickly. How is everyone? Did everyone have a good Christmas and New Year? Luke, you are a guest here first, so we'll come to you. How was Jersey? Did you have like big celebrations and things going on? How was your Christmas and New Year, my friend?
Yeah, it was a second parade for me for Christmas.
Mhm.
It was fantastic. Yeah, loved it. Absolutely loved it. No, I'm very well. Very well.
Good. Did you get a chance to play many games over the holidays?
Yeah. What did I play? I finished Indiana Jones over Christmas. And played a bit more Hades 2 early access. And I started I dropped this game when it came out after a few hours, and I picked it back up again, and now I'm fairly far into it, which is Black Myth Wukong. So,
Nice.
so yeah, just trying to mop up as much of my backlog as possible because January is relatively quiet gaming wise, and then February goes absolutely bananas. So
Yeah, we're all screwed.
we're all screwed at that point. So yeah, just I had a good gaming time.
Good.
I'd just like to check out a brief spoiler. Black Myth Wukong appears on nobody's list.
Spoilers.
Palatro. Oh my god.
If you tuned in to see that win, get off.
GINNA, did you have a good Christmas and New Year, and what have you been playing?
I've had a fantastic time. I've been playing Indiana Jones. I've managed to finish that recently. And I've started Flight Sim 24 because it's actually working now. And I've started my career. I've got my license. I've done a little fly over South Wales. Yeah, it's been really good.
Out of all the places you could go, you just literally stayed home.
It was like, choose your airbase where you want to start. And I was like, I'll choose the one right by my house, please. And I will fly over my city.
And then you turned the game off. So you literally flied over Wales, went, well, there is nothing else for the rest of the world, so we're done. There's only Wales.
Well, you know, it's all downhill once you go past that border. So,
Ooh.
especially if you go east, dreadful place.
Oh, yeah, I'm not about east. Northwest is where it's at. So, KY Bob, did you have a good Christmas and New Year? I hope the wife is doing better than she was when we last spoke. And what have you been playing, my friend?
I've been Christmas was great. New Year's was great. I mean, it's all about the kids these days, and I've been playing an insane amount of Stalker 2. Love that game. The more I play it, the better you get at it, and the more weapons you get. It's just really opens up. And the map is huge. Right now, Kentucky is kind of in the middle of a snowstorm. So we've got 12 inches on the ground right now. We started out with, we had no power. I had to run generators for 8 hours, and I had no internet for 3 days. So yeah, now everything's back up and we're doing good, but they're calling for more snow on Friday. So I'm not putting the generators up yet. and I'm excited to talk about gaming. I'm excited to be here for my first XPN Game of the Year show. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited about the list that I put in. I can't wait to see what I thought were the better games of the year. Can't wait to see where they come in the total ranking and how many people thought the same way that I did. So let's get it on, baby.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, it is. It's your first one, KY Bob, since you came back. So yeah, it's good.
Yep.
Ginna's got a good system. Well, it's the only system we've got, so we can't compare it against any other system. So we'll stick with that. Fabio, did you have good Christmas, New Year, and what have you been playing over our holiday break?
It depends on what you call it as a break, because I've been working non-stop, just academic stuff because of master's degree dissertation and trying to get my second paper to finish and stuff. But other than that, yeah, I had a great Christmas, really good New Year's as well. And what I've been playing Indiana Jones. I haven't finished that but I really want to do it. I need to go back to that. Mostly I've been playing just games where I just put a headset on, listen to a podcast, and don't have to pay attention to any sort of story or any sort of those details, and just focus on the addicting gameplay. So like Vampire Survivors, Brotato, Halo's multiplayer, Call of Duty Black Ops 6, stuff like that.
Yeah, awesome. And you got a new headset, didn't you?
Yes, after since its release in 2020, I think, I've got the first version of the Xbox wireless headsets, and I'm really surprised with how well done that headset is. I'm just still trying to not use it as much, just to not screw it over because of way too much usage, but it is really good.
Did you check out the Dolby Atmos app on the Xbox to get your free subscription, your 6-month free subscription?
Not yet. I need to check that out. Actually, it's on the Xbox console. Which app there?
If you go down to your apps,
app?
Dolby Atmos. So you go down to your apps, it'll already be there. When you've obviously have your headset connected and your headset on, so then it recognizes it, and it should give you your free 6 months, which is what they bundled with it. But I definitely recommend just Google it, the best settings for the Dolby Atmos. If you decide to get it, Google the best settings, and it'll give you the exact, because you can adjust everything, and it's perfect. But it's
awesome.
It's good. It's good. It is really good. I do love my Xbox headset. It's getting a bit worn now, but it's still one of the best. It's more comfortable than the PlayStation one. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And Ash, good Christmas and New Year. And what have you been playing over the holiday break?
Yeah, it's not been too bad. I had a good relaxing time off work for a few weeks, which was always good. Gaming wise, what did I play? Beyond Two Souls. I started that and finished it. Really, really enjoyed it. Really good game. It's on PS Plus, the remastered version, the PS4 version of the PS3 game. I've also started, what's it called? Murder on the Orient Express, which is awesome as well. So I'm quite enjoying that. It's obviously based on Poirot and stuff, but it's got a modern twist to it, which is cool. And I've just started replaying Resident Evil 3 Remake because I'd never got to the end of it. So I'm just running around with an unlimited rocket launcher for shits and giggles. Because I just want to get through it so I can uninstall it off my hard drive and be like, right, I finished that now, next game. So, yeah, they're the sort of 3 I'm mainly playing at the moment. I've played a few other bits and bobs, and I've got a load to stream. I've got a handful of stuff I want to stream soon, so keep your eyes peeled for them. And if anyone's interested, what's on this screen, it's Touhou Spell Carnival. It was sent to me a while back, so I just thought, you know what, I'll show it off on the screen. It's a PS5, PS4, and Switch game. That'll probably come to Xbox relatively soon this year because they've been porting them all over like 6 months later. So from Idea Factory. So thanks to them for sending me a copy, but I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, as you can see. But I'm learning.
Awesome. And myself, I was ill all over Christmas. I had this bad flu and bit chest infection, something like that. I've not been well, but it was great to grandson Christmas Day, his first Christmas, to see him open presents, and he had a really good go at it. So it wasn't a total washout. And New Year I spent with in work. So, but other than that, I've been playing Indiana Jones. Brilliant game. Absolutely, hats off to Machine Games for what they've done with that game. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And it's it's still a surprise that because Microsoft wanted to get away from licensed IP, they turned a lot of licensed IP down over a period, a long period of time. And it's nice to see that they're going back to it and the potential future of the IP now with because Disney want more, which is always good. SU the Kitty, welcome. It's first time I've seen you in here. Welcome to the podcast. It's brilliant to see you. And you put a comment saying, "Did you guys get a chance to try any board games over Christmas with your families and friends?" Myself, I didn't. Usually, our tradition in our house on Christmas Eve, we order a takeaway, have a few drinks, and we play Monopoly, which all my family cheat at because they can't beat me, so they all have to band against me. But because we were all ill this year, we didn't do any of that, which was a shame. And I've got the Jurassic Park Monopoly, and I'm so dying to play it. But maybe this year, because we are this year now. We're 2025, so maybe
the Jurassic Park version.
Jurassic Park version of Monopoly. Yeah, what? I've got it. Yeah, man. And you've got you like build properties, you build fences, but you've got like the gate, and you push the button if it makes a roar because there's actually a Tyrannosaurus Rex which damages your properties and stuff. So it looks really, really good fun. So hopefully this year, because there is only 50 Fridays till Christmas. Just remember that, everyone. 50 Fridays till Christmas. So hopefully this year. What about any of you guys? Any of you get a chance to? Sorry, before we go any further. Welcome, VenomousAK. How are you, my friend? Did you have a good Christmas and New Year? And what have you been playing over the holidays?
I had a very lovely Christmas, thank you, BMG. And I hope everyone else did. I spent New Year's with family. So went into the new year with Megs and family, and it was nice. First time I've spent it with my sister in years.
Awesome.
So that was nice. Had a bit of a drink, not too much though. To the question for Sue, I played the new Five Nights at Freddy's Funko board game, which is really fun actually. Instead of being the night guard, you play as the actual animatronics, and you have to get scarier, and it feels like wherever the camera is, you can't move, so you have to try and get out of the camera's view and stuff. It was really fun, and I lost twice.
Important detail.
I played a few games, to be fair. I've been playing the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutants Unleashed, which I'm actually writing a review for tonight. Fully writing it up tonight. I needed to make sure I had enough to write for. So obviously it's not a huge game, and my God, Ash, do you find it really hard to get some of the achievements? Like you can play it for hours, and suddenly you're like, how do I get an achievement? Do you
know what? I wasn't even looking at achievements when I played it. I literally played it with my kids, so I wasn't even bothered about the achievements.
Mate,
so
all the achievements are hidden.
They're not very,
every single one.
They're not easy. They don't just pop like a normal kids game. So
no, so I was looking
it's a good little game. It's weird because it mixes it like Persona gameplay and beat 'em up. It's weird.
That's one thing I wasn't a fan of. I wasn't a fan of every time they see you, they do that, and I'm like, oh, just I know I've got to fight them. I know. Can you just let me fight them? Don't give me this long, like small little cutscene for every time I have to fight someone. It's annoying. It was like, I just please just let me fight them and let's just crack on. I don't care about a cutscene for every battle, but it's good. It's not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles you would know though. It's the new, like, they're more kiddie. They're literally teenagers. They're not like bulky, like muscly. They're literally like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had kids.
It's the new, based on the new film, isn't it, though? Or based after the new film.
Yeah, so I've been playing that. I played some more VR horror games. So I played the new Alien, which is terrifying. You do not feel safe at any point. You can't stand still for a second. They literally just turn up out of nowhere. You're like literally walking down a hallway and suddenly they'll jump through the vents and you're like, what the hell? And then you turn around and there's one above your head. It's if you thought Isolation was bad, this is worse.
I would have to wear man nappies to play. I would have to wear a man nappy because I couldn't do it. I couldn't play it. Mm-mm.
There's so many moments where I needed to, felt like I needed to change my underwear. Because
Ash, why are you wearing a Christmas hat?
I got it's my gaming outright games hat. So I thought I'd put it on for 5.
Well, fair enough
cold.
then. Thank you to Outright Games.
Electric bills. Yeah, shout out to Outright Games for sending me a hat. Other things. You can see it all on the social media.
I mean, honestly, we are all jealous. Outright Games needs to send a hat for every single one of us here.
I'll tell you what,
I've got my
these headsets.
Now.
They sent me these EV5 things or something. With their logo on. The sound quality is so good. Like, if you've noticed on some of the new review videos, the audio is so much louder. I've started using.
Is that what they are?
Yeah. So I've been using them for my review videos.
Yeah,
everyone was moaning that. That my volume wasn't enough. So I was like, you know what? I'll start with using a new microphone, and that's what I got from it. And they're quite good. Can't complain.
I mean, as long as BMG doesn't come out and like pull up any sort of products that we made sponsorships and we were not supposed to be revealing them, I think we will be fine.
No, I didn't. Stop. It's 2025. I sold 2024.
Yeah, like we were in so much trouble right after.
Oh, by the way, they said it's all good. They said it's all good.
Oh, that's good.
Forgot to tell you.
Wait.
So thank God. I've been panicking for like a month, and you knew.
Like, seriously, you decided to wait an entire month to tell us that. Okay,
yeah, I thought that's what you get for nearly getting us in trouble. Ash, did he tell you that?
Yeah, I couldn't be asked to change the video. He asked me to delete it, and I was like, no.
To be fair, they said technically you didn't say anything other than they like the glasses, and I said, oh, okay. They said if it was, oh, by the way, guys, this is coming out. Yeah, we're in trouble. So I played Indiana Jones, and I find it exactly what I was expecting. I also broke it and jumped out the window, flew straight off the edge, and landed on a German soldier and broke his neck. By accident, not even on purpose.
Real life?
Not in the game. Not real life, no. I would probably not be here today. I'd probably be in prison. And I played another game called Dark Pictures Switchback, which is a VR horror game on a roller coaster.
Oh yeah,
it's the longest roller coaster I've ever been on in my life.
It's because we relate to that Dark Pictures anthology, isn't it? Me and Ash we were playing them.
Yeah, so basically it's that, but instead of it being like you play the game, you go through different sections of the game in this roller coaster, and there's like jump scares that they just grab you, and you're like, oh my god, and you have to shoot them. But it's the longest roller coaster. It's a 4-hour roller coaster.
Oh no, can't be doing that. Can't be doing
You
that.
can't get off. You can't get off. Just keep going. But it goes through all of them, even including a new one. And I thought it was really good, and a lot better than Rush of Blood. Was it the one they made before? So
Yeah.
yeah. But if there's anything you're scared of, say I don't know, you're scared of dolls, don't play it. You're scared of old ladies, don't play it. You're scared of mannequins, don't play it. Zombies, don't play it. There's so many things in it. It was literally like a nightmare fueled ride. So
No, can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Right, let's move on because obviously we're about 35 minutes into the show. So I'm going to hand it over to TheGinna. He's going to explain how it works for people that have just joined us and how our Game of the Year system goes. Other than that, Ginna, take it away, my friend.
While TheGinna is talking, since he doesn't have his camera on right now, we're going to put an image that perfectly represents him while he's talking.
Wait. I might have just fixed my screen. Don't give me this. Don't give me this. Wait there.
Did you do it?
All right.
Go on. You can show it. That's me on the screen there, Marissa.
There we go.
There's TheGinna. He's the only.
That you are well represented.
You have at least gotten the teeth fixed, right?
I've never worn a cap in my life. I've never liked that guy. Oh, I tell you what, guys, we might be in fucking business here. Come on, you bastard.
Come on, Ginna. Come on. Bring it home.
You can do it.
I'm giving it the special rub and everything. Let's see if it works. Come on.
New computer, new system, and it don't work. He's got this whole new setup, and it doesn't work.
Hey, look at that beautiful guy. Woo!
We can't see you.
There ain't no one
We can't see you.
It's blank.
You're just invisible now.
You just can't see anything. We can't. Hang on, it might take a minute to come through.
Go. Put back the image. While it's loading.
Let me just make my hair look more glamorous and less parting. We can make a
Putting the wig on, that's what he's
Oh,
doing.
goodness. You want to borrow one of my hats?
Surely you can see me. I can see me on the StreamYard and the thing and the
We can't.
Can you see me?
We can't see
No,
you.
we can't,
honestly.
dude. You're literally. It looks like you're the background now.
It's just your name.
Yeah, it's just.
What an absolute shambles! Right, let's turn this off.
So what happened? Did you buy loads of new stuff, or did you get given it for Christmas?
I got given it. No, it's from work because I go to work.
Oh, that's why it doesn't
hybrid in
work.
A week or two. This is a £400 monitor, sir. I think you find. Right, I can see me, and I look fantastic.
That's what matters.
Well, just leave your camera
Yeah.
on. It might come on in a minute. It might come on in a minute. Right, but yeah, Ginna, go on, take it away. Tell everyone.
And he's gone.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
There he is!
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Hey,
I am
I think we can end this
melted.
thing right now. This is a victory.
You're still invisible for me. I can't see
Yeah,
you.
he's still invisible for me. I can't see him.
Half of you can see me, and it's the half that
He's
counts.
showing to
okay?
me.
Right, that's all that matters. You're like John Cena.
Yeah, we
You
go.
can't see me.
Let's make sure we get my crotch in shots for the ladies. Or gents. I don't discriminate.
I
as
see
you
you
know.
if I watch the YouTube stream.
I need you to drop something and then casually turn around and pick it up.
Maybe halfway through, keep people interested. It's a long show.
That's it. Right, Ginna,
How much
come
more
on.
you are willing to throw your
Right.
Let's get this Game of the Year show underway. Take it away.
Only-
Tell everyone how it
Woo! Let's
works.
go.
And let's go.
We're only 40 minutes in, but now's the time to start. Right. So the way I've done it this year, everyone sent their votes to me. Everyone chose 10 games. Whatever you chose in 10th place gets 1 point. Whatever you chose in first place gets 10 points, and everything in between fills in as you'd expect. We're going to break it down and go quicker this year because I think previous years have run about 4 hours, and I got work tomorrow, and I'm old. I can't do that anymore.
4 hours.
Yeah, so we're going to go person to person, have different order every time. And the first section we're going to cover off is your 10 to 8 picks. Okay. I can remind you if you need reminding, because every year you all forget what you sent me. And then after we've done the number 10 to 8, I'll run through what is the top 5 games. And then we're going to do number 7 to 4. And then I'll run through what the top contenders are. And then I'll run through to 3 to 1. And again, no spoilers, but I would ignore the other breakdowns because it doesn't matter when you get to the last one. Has no relevance whatsoever.
Well, thanks for that. I'm so glad. But here we go.
You're very welcome. So we're starting with BMG, and his 10th, 9th, and 8th choice were The First Descendant, Hyperbox Uncharged, and Dr. Disrespect Hunting Grounds.
That's Predator, allegedly.
Oh my!
There was a game called Dr. Disrespect Hunting Grounds.
No, the game. No, it's Predator
No
Hunting
way.
Grounds.
What?
Predator.
No, it's Predator Hunting Grounds. It's Predator Hunting Grounds. Allegedly, Dr. Disrespect is a predator.
No.
Allegedly.
No.
I hear there's
said.
It
Yes,
hasn't been convicted of anything, so it's allegedly.
Don't
If he's
need
been
to be.
convicted or not, it's not alleged.
Well,
When it comes out,
we're
like,
making
yes, I
enemies
sent
this year,
inappropriate
then, yeah.
messages.
I hear there's a
What's he
small
gonna do?
update coming for the
The only
game.
thing we've got to worry about him is if he touches our kids. Other than that, it's fine. So allegedly.
Ruined the
Jesus.
punchline now. Ruined the punchline, right? There's a small update coming for the game. A Diddy DLC, if you will. Wait,
Oh, Jesus.
now we're cooking.
Am I saying why I picked these games, or are we
Yes,
just not
go
doing
on.
that?
Do you need
Right.
me to remind you?
No. Number 10 was The First Descendant. I picked it. I played it because I came off Destiny, which I'm coming back to soon. But it was fun. It was all right. It was a bit different. The story didn't make much sense, but the shooting mechanics and the graphics, the way it played, it was quite well done. The monetization, awful, but it deserves a place on my top 10. Number 9, Hypercharge Unboxed. It's just that game that it reminded me of a game that I played on the Dreamcast long time ago called Toy Commander. You may have heard of it, you may have not, but essentially you were toys, you were like cars, planes, helicopters, tanks, and you like built bases, and you were in like a house. Some parts you were in a bathroom, basement, attic, bedroom, and it was just good fun. Me and a family member, we used to play it all the time, and it was really good fun. And Hypercharge in the store, jumping off shelves, building your own little action figure. It was good fun. So it gained a place. And Predator Hunting Grounds, I know people are going to say, "Oh, it's not a new game. It's new to Xbox." It was the publishing and developing rights were taken over by Ilphonic, and it was a really good fun game. Myself, Fabio, and Ash played, and we had a good laugh. Like trying to do the mission while being hunted by the predator, running and screaming like girls. And the shooting was really good. The shooting mechanics was really good. It's probably better than one of the better Ilphonic games, I must say, out of everything they've done. And I really enjoyed it, and it deserves to be on my list.
Yeah, it's good. I put a lot of time into that game, but it didn't make my list. Mostly just tilting the camera upwards. Very good game.
Right. So what's the top 10 games, Ginna, then? Right, rundown. You said you were running them down. What's top 10?
Oh, no. Everyone does this section, and then we'll go through. Right. So now we're on to Luke Steele, and his numbers 10, 9, and 8 were Dragon Age the Veilguard, Hellblade 2, and Indiana Jones.
Oh, Luke! Indiana Jones at number 8.
What an opening 3. Like, he's played some good games this year.
No. Here's the thing. Luke
I
still
can't...
doesn't only play on console. He plays on PC a lot.
Yeah,
So,
I think just to preface...
I'm trying to defend you here.
Yeah, no. I appreciate that. But to preface, I think when people see my top 10, particularly like the middle section, you'll probably see some games you've never heard of, I would imagine.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
there's a real weird variance on my list this year because I played a lot of weird games, so that's why. But I'll go through mine. So 10 was Veilguard, which I finished. Really loved it. It's it's not classic BioWare. It's not like Mass Effect BioWare or Knights of the Old Republic BioWare or anything like that. But it's so much better from, say, Andromeda and Anthem. Like it's on that path back to being really good BioWare because it does everything that those old games did. Basically, it doesn't do them as well, but it does them very well. It's also got best hair of the year. Sorry, BMG.
Best hair.
So best hair of the year. It's a really, really good game. Great combat, good story, and I enjoyed it a lot. Hellblade 2, fantastic game. Love that. Probably the most visually impressive game this year, apart from maybe for me Silent Hill 2, which I think was very impressive, and indie, obviously. Sound design was extremely good. I really enjoyed the combat, which I didn't think I would do. It's quite simplistic, but because it's so choreographed and motion captured, it actually comes out quite well. And the only thing I didn't like about it, well, I did like it, I just didn't think it was as strong as the first in terms of story. I think the first one, because it just focuses on Senua, it's a very personal, immersive story. And this one, for better or for worse, has more of an ensemble, and that kind of intimacy with the stories kind of expanded outwards a bit in this one, which I think makes it a weaker story, but it's still a good story. And then Indiana Jones. So I will say, when I did this list, it was only about a week after I finished Indiana Jones, and I have to, without spoiling anything, I think this ranks maybe a bit lower than it would have done had I done the list now. I don't know if it would have cracked my top 5 indie. Maybe it would have, maybe it wouldn't. But I was really soured by the last hour of Indiana Jones, particularly the last boss fight. And it really... Nice, Jenna. It really, really annoyed me to the point where it was kind of a relief when I finished the game. But because it ended up like right at the end of the game, it was the thing that I kept remembering when I was doing this list. So I was like, oh yeah, Indy was great. But then that bit. So those factors coalesced, and that's why it's 8th. But if the end was different, if the last hour or hour and a half was different, it might have gone into the top 5 maybe. It's a fantastic game. It's a really, really excellent game. I'm a huge indie fan. I think the story's as good as anything of any Indiana Jones film. Troy Baker's amazing. Visually, it's fantastic. The gameplay is really engaging, really different. It's kind of like this weird hybrid of immersive sim, FPS, adventure game. It's brilliant. Voss is a fantastic villain. And it's fantastic. It just didn't get into my top 5.
You son of a bitch.
We're all allowed to be wrong. It's a free country,
There you go. That's subjectivity. That's the beauty of these lists.
That's why there's
Harrison
48
Ford
games on this list. Yeah.
If Harrison Ford was here right now, I'm sorry, Luke, but I think he would slap you for that. Did you see his performance at the Game Awards and how happy and impressed he was to be there?
You wouldn't give a damn because, like, at the Game Awards, I'm pretty sure he was drunk.
I'm pretty sure Harrison Ford would do anything you ask him for a $5 at this stage. I have no
packet of Chris and a cigarette.
Yeah. He didn't even know who he was talking to on stage. He was just like, these guys. Oh,
I love the part where he's like, they asked me to do this, and I said no. But if I had known that Troy Baker had done such a good job, I'd still said no.
There's still nothing better though than that. The only good thing out of that Game of the Year show was watching Jeff get heckled by Muppets.
Yes,
that is the best bit.
That was so good.
They're like he's best friends with Kojima, but does Kojima even know who he is?
I love how they're leaning into it now.
Yeah. I better introduce the next person, haven't I? Well, not introduce, just say what it is.
Hero, we're going to be dead
This
soon.
one is... We're on to Ash next for his number 10, 9, and 8. And if you thought Luke's was controversial, wait till you hear what he's rolling out.
Yes.
Number 10, Dustborn. Number 9, Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. And number 8, Palworld.
Yeah, so spoilers. Indiana Jones didn't get in my top 10. Maybe because I haven't played it. But it's not in my top 10.
Oh my god!
No, because I only vote games for top 10s that I've actually played properly. So my game list, and I will say, is rather eclectic. Probably games that a lot of people don't even know exist. Probably like yours, Luke. But
I know Luke's is crazy.
Yeah, that's good. Then I like that. It's a bit weird and wonderful. But so Dustborn. Honestly, I didn't expect to enjoy this. It's one of those games that got absolutely wrecked because it's got gays in and stuff like that, and people don't like that. But honestly, it was kind of like playing a Life is Strange game with like actual combat mixed in between it, and bright, colourful, a bit like a comic book style presentation. The characters weren't the best, but the story was pretty cool. It had like guitar, like rhythm sections in it and everything. And I think I bought it for like a tenner brand new, like on sale. So I've really enjoyed it. I think it was unjustly judged before it came out, but the game itself isn't bad. 9, Dead Rising. One of my favorite Xbox memories was getting the original Dead Rising on 360. So when they announced that remaster, it's one of the few games that I bought day one, like pre-ordered. I don't do that ever, but Dead Rising remaster, I was all of that like a tramp on some chips. Really good, looks great, plays great, and it is just exactly the same game, just the same game with better graphics, basically. So you can't go wrong. Although I'm not the biggest fan of how the main character looks, but at least they do like a retro costume, so I can live with that. And then the next one, Palworld. Now, I ummed and ahed about Palworld, so I nearly put Hellblade 2 up here, but I thought Hellblade 2 was like technically amazing and stuff, but I'll never play it again, and it's not my cup of tea style game. Whereas Palworld, I had a ton of fun playing it with you guys. We played it quite a lot as well. I want to go back to it, play it more. But
the new island's awesome.
Yeah, but when I played it, while it was absolutely a ton of fun, like capturing them and making them slaves and stuff to the point that you were depressed and wanted to like give up life and stuff when you get them on that the conveyor belt. It was glitchy and buggy as hell, so I don't want to put it any higher than that. But it's a really fun game and deserves to go back to, especially if you've got friends to play it with.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.
And now, speaking of obscure games, we move across to Venomous. There's been quite a lot of obscure games.
Nights at Freddy's games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Mascot
I will say
simulators from 1 to 10.
There was a point where I know Luke says his games in the middle people won't have heard of. I was going to message him to see if autocorrect had changed them to different things because I weren't even sure if they were real games at some point. But we will find out when we read them out. So Venomous, number 10, 9, and 8 is Happy Fun Land, which doesn't sound right. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown.
Another Dr. Disrespect game.
Yeah. Prince of Persia, The Lost Crown, and Funko Fusion.
Okay, so Funko Fusion, it was good. There was no issues with it at all. I just didn't play it enough compared to the other games on the list. It's definitely one of my favorites of the year, and I love the like cameos, like being able to go in like Five Nights at Freddy's and live that nightmare on feet instead of standing at the cameras. So that was terrifying. But like being able to like find like different things, but it was also spoilers. Like, for example, I've never seen Umbrella Academy, and now it's spoiled for me. I know the ending of the show. I was like, well, oh, what the hell happened? And then they went, oh yeah, that's the ending. I went, well, there's no need for me to watch it now, is there? Like, someone was like to me when I was starting it, like, oh, you should watch Umbrella Academy. And I was like, oh, okay, I will. And then at the end, they were like, oh, you've seen the ending now. You might as well just leave it. I'm like, oh, well, oh, fair enough. But it's got like cult classics like Jurassic World and things like that. So it's definitely everyone's kind of, there's something there for everyone. Prince of Persia was a game that I platinumed, but I had to play it twice because I got a glitch that made me find an unbreakable. It was breakable, so I had to play the whole 8 hours again. And I mean everything. I had to find all of everything all over again after 8 hours of spending it. And it's probably the quickest I've done it in a day to platinum a game. And Happy
Really?
Funland. Yeah, it pissed me right off. I actually messaged Ubisoft and said, why is your game broken?
Well, it's good to know that in the future we are never going to be having any sponsorships by Ubisoft. Thank you very much, Mr. PR,
Well,
man.
the thing is, like I said to him, like, why is the game so broken to the point where I now have to restart the whole game again because you obviously missed this glitch? Like, it broke the entire game.
We are
I couldn't
Ubisoft.
move. No, they didn't respond.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
They read it and ignored me.
They just
that's
said,
same
Right,
as
so Happy
number
Funland.
9.
Yeah. No, number 8. Number 8.
Yeah, because it was a good game, even though that glitch ruined it for me. But replaying the whole game again and actually being able to platinum something in 8 hours, like in one day, just whoosh, done. It was a great story. It brought back the life to what Prince of Persia was. And being the only Prince of Persia I ever played was the one where he had the claw on his hand and you used to have to claw down the wall to get down. And it was
Oh,
a
it
third
was like
person. You had that
cel-shaded.
woman with you.
Was it kind of cell shaded, the graphics on it? Yeah.
Yeah, and he had like this cool like claw on his hand. So that was the only one I ever played. So it was kind of cool to see a new remake of Prince of Persia. Because I always thought Prince of Persia was one person, but it's not. It's the Prince of Persia, whoever is the prince of that time. So I found that cool. Now, Happy Funland is exactly what you think. What the is Happy Funland? Well, imagine Disneyland, right? In VR, where there's killer animatronics, Malt's Grizzly. I don't know how they didn't get sued.
Christy.
It's abandoned. Happy Funland is Disneyland on drugs. Where, you know that Toad ride they used to have at Disneyland that they don't have anymore? Where it was like Mr. Toad's Journey. Well, they made that and they made it a high squirrel who was into sex, drugs, and alcohol. And it made you dizzy because it was in VR. Randy Rodent instead of Mickey Mouse. And it was crazy. Like, even It's a Small World. It's a Grizzly World. It's Grizzly World. That's what it's called. Grizzly World. And I was sitting there, I was like, how are they getting away with this? All the rides were the same. All the locations were the same. I even went on one of the rides and went, hang on, this is exactly the same. And I double checked, and the Haunted Mansion, right, was exactly the same as the one in this game. So it's basically Disneyland on drugs.
Disneyland on drugs.
Seriously, play it. It's fun, but even the Disney Castle, dude, even the Disney Castle's in the middle, and you have to play golf to get through and golf on it was terrible. The amount of times I was just, seriously, get a trailer up. If you don't believe me how bad it looks, it's good now, but my God, when I'm talking like this game, it played with your head. Like you get stabbed by Randy Rodent with a syringe, and he drugs you, and then he kidnaps you.
This is a live stream waiting to happen.
Yeah.
It's weird, and then you get kidnapped, and then you find a dead child in a cage because his parents never found him.
Oh, it's a bit dark.
It's mental.
Dark.
Or you go into the theater, and it's all got skeletons on the seats, and then you look up, the ceiling's coming down, and it's all spiky, and you've got to hunt for a key through a load of bodies who were there before you. Yeah.
So this is VR as well.
This is a VR game, yeah.
Fantastic. Nice.
I would have put Madison VR, but I was too scared to play that fully. So, I screamed like a little girl. At least I finished this one.
Right. And then I've put myself next to run through my three.
No.
Number 10, 9, and 8. So number 10, Flintlock, whatever it's called, Siege of Steel or some nonsense.
Siege of Dawn.
Yeah, that's the one. Steel and Dawn. Number 9, Helldivers 2, and number 8, Harold Halibut.
Which one? Which one's the 7th?
Helldivers 2, number 9. You
Correct.
awful man.
Wait, which
I
one's
can't-
the 8th?
To be
When
fair,
we
it
get to
died
the
on
end,
me
the
really
MG.
quickly.
Yeah, when we get to the NBMG, there's a game that didn't even make your top 10 that shocked me, considering your affiliation to a certain brand. So we'll circle back to Helldivers 9.
You're telling me that
a
he
bit later.
didn't put
So look, yeah,
that we're telling me.
so Flintlock, great little game, a bit old school, solid mechanics. It didn't blow the world away. I think it was one of those ones that kind of got shit on a bit because, DEI had an easy mode in a roguelike. How dare it? And it was just, people complained it was a bit too old school. Yeah, there's another game later in the list that a few of us voted for that got praised for being old school. I thought it was a really good game. I know someone else in this podcast did as well, and we shall hear from them shortly. Helldivers 2, great game, great concept. To be honest, it's only this low because I didn't play it enough. I need to play it more to get into it. But from what I played, I had great fun. Shooting BMG in the head as the plane took off is one of the highlights of my year. He got nothing for that mission.
You
Absolutely
son of a
nothing,
bitch.
like he
You
deserved.
screwed me. I carried that team. I carried that match. I went and did everything, and literally I get on the ship, and everyone gets on except for you, and you killed me.
But no,
I got
on.
sod all for that.
I got on. You didn't get on. You were the only one not to finish the mission.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you shot me before I got on. Son of a bitch.
And number 8, Harold Halibut. Very excited when I saw this. Was it last year they first showed it off? Looked like claymation type game. Looked like Wes Anderson meets Wallace and Gromit. It didn't have the best mechanics, if I'm being honest. It was pretty much a fetch quest game with a story attached. But what a story and what characters. It was just beautiful. And when the Game Awards announced Best Art Direction and this game didn't get read out, that's when you know the industry's sold out. It looked like nothing else I've seen before. It's fantastic.
Fun fact about that game, it took them 12 years to make that game. And it's the only game they've ever released. 12 years.
I've never felt so attached to an old man reading letters. He's just a fantastic character. And you want to go back to him every day and read the letters with him. And you get so attached to this old man. And then it's just no spoilers, but he dies. So then it's very sad. And,
no spoilers, but he dies.
No spoilers here.
I mean,
You could have said no spoilers,
anyway,
but it's
right?
sad.
But I knew he died going into it because I had it spoiled to me. And when I was playing it and I was reading the stories and the guy's just so cool, I was like, this sucks. This guy's about to kick the bucket at some points. It's really upsetting. Hits you, man. Yeah.
So
And that was
just
my-
repeats that, just downloaded Harold.
Downloaded it and
Oh.
spoiled within about 4 minutes.
That was only a
Yeah.
tiny bit of the
Downloaded it,
story.
deleted
Muppet.
it.
Tiny,
You
a
just
tiny
give him the
side quest,
ending.
if you will. No, that's not
The
the ending. This
side
is
quest. The side quest is
about
where the main
4
character dies.
No, it's not the main character. This is just some guy you meet. About quarter of the way in, he snuffs it.
Oh, that's
Again,
all right.
no spoilers, Muppet. But about quarter of the way in, you'll snuff it. Next, we're over to KY Bob. 10, 9, and 8, he went Once Human, Manor Lords, and Dragon's Dogma 2.
Yeah. So Dragon's Dogma 2, it was actually my first delve into Dragon's Dogma. I know I didn't play the first one. So many games coming out, and I try to play every one of them, and that one just kind of slipped under the radar. But I loved how it never really, it was one of those games where it never really left you out. It reminded me a whole lot of Oblivion, where you could play half the game and you didn't miss out on a quest. You could go back and you could get it. You could start it up and you could talk to the person, and being able to really have your characters that could go out and be with other people, and you could recruit your friends, characters and whatnot. I loved that part of it. You know, they brought home rewards for whenever they were used, when they died, when they were with your friends, or that game sucked me in. I really loved it. I didn't spend I didn't spend more time in the cities than I needed to. And you all know that unless you were in the cities, the performance was solid. It was the cities that really killed the performance on that game on console. So it didn't really bother me a whole lot because I was only there to fetch quests and whatnot and do what I had to do and get it done. I wasn't really concerned about frame rate in the city. It didn't bother me a whole lot. Manor Lords. My number 9 pick. I put a lot of time into Manor Lords on PC Game Pass in early access, and you all know how I love real-time strategy games. Well, this is instead of conquering your enemy, this real-time strategy game was about survival, starting out from a small encampment of followers to you being the lord of this civilization that you're starting. We're literally talking about a campfire and a few tents, and you grow from there. And it added a caveat that I hadn't seen done since Command & Conquer Renegade. Now, Command & Conquer Renegade did it differently. You know, you battled in first person. You could go first part, the whole game was like a first person RTS. But Manor Lords made it possible for you to actually step into the shoes of the Lord and walk through the civilization you were currently creating and see the day-to-day activities from a first-person point of view of the guy who put them there and told them to do what they're doing. And it was really, I felt it was immersive, and more real-time strategy games need to do that. It's not about beating the enemy. It's about survival, and I loved it. It was great. Once Human, I had Once Human on Steam for a while, and I hadn't played it, and then I saw Colt Eastwood's video. Shout out Colt. I saw his video on it, and I decided to give it a shot. And Once Human does everything right, from survival to combat to the only thing I don't like about Once Human is that every 6 months, or it's 6 months or 6 weeks, the map changes and you basically start over, other than some key items and skills and experience that you have. You start over on a new map, and that is the ride for that time in that map is exhilarating. But in a game like that, you kind of put a lot of wealth or a lot of worth, self-worth into what you're doing, what you've created, and where you're going with it. And to have to start that over when the map changes at the end of the cycle, I did enjoy it a whole lot, but that is the main reason why it barely scratched the top of my list, was because it's a lot of fun, but you do start over. And when you start over, it's still a lot of fun, but it's, it just kind of puts you back to square one in some ways. And I didn't like that. But other than that, I thought it was great. And there's my 8, 9, and 10.
Beautiful. And we move on lastly and leastly to Fabio with number 10, 9, and 8.
So you said it's not Madden. Madden's not in there, but football but the manager game's in there, isn't it? Isn't it?
EA college football. No, just
So 10, 9, and 8 was Brotato, Creatures of Ava, and Flintlock.
Well, honestly, I decided to go with most of the games that I put on my list are mainly focused on which were the games where I was like, okay, out of nowhere I'm just playing this and I'm playing this non-stop. Like I wasn't expecting to be so for example, interested in playing Brotato, but it is because it is a quite simple game. It doesn't revolutionize anything. It's not like, oh my god, this is the best game ever. But it has such an addicting nature, just like Vampire Survivors, and that's what made Vampire Survivors be so great. It wasn't because of visuals. It wasn't because of the story. It wasn't because of any sort of features or mechanics. It was simply because it's about the gameplay and the addictive nature of it. So Brotato has the same feeling, and I was playing that non-stop, and out of nowhere, here I am trying to get every single achievement I can for the game. Creatures of Ava, I really enjoyed this game when I saw the trailer because it made me think, okay, when they first announced this game, I thought, okay, this is probably going to be what the equivalent of what Everwild would be from Rare, right? Like everyone was thinking stuff like that because it was a quite similar concept, and for what we understood Everwild would be, and it is a really nice, it is a simple game. It has nice art style, good graphics, fun gameplay, nothing sort of, oh my god, I'm killing creatures. It's all about actually trying to save every single creature and animal from the corruption in that is sickening the entire planet and stuff. And there's some interesting mechanics that I wasn't expecting for you to have there. Like for example, they decided to add a mechanic where you can actually play flutes and you can create your own songs and melodies during the game, and it sounds really good. Honestly, the game is quite fun, and by the way, it is all of the games that I put here, except I think one of them. Let me check here. Yeah, except two of them. Every single other game that I put on this list is available on Game Pass. So I think you should check it out and have your opinions about it. And of course, Flintlock, The Siege of Dawn, I do agree with Gina. It is a very solid game. Has really good gameplay. Has honestly, I think the visuals are quite good. And even though it runs at 30 FPS on the Xbox Series S, it doesn't feel like 30 FPS at all. Of course, if they decided to put a patch of 60 FPS there, I would notice the difference. Yes, but right now, what they had for the game, it looks and plays really well. The story, I don't care. Normally, when you are playing a Souls-like game, I just don't give a damn about the story at all. I just care about the gameplay and trying to farm, loot, get better gear, and try to kill the goddamn bosses all the time and advances more and more. But I think the setting of the stories, at least the idea of it, was quite nice as well. So that's it.
Excellent. So, after it was only half an hour to get through that, that's pretty good for us. We spent so long
For
on
us.
the intros. It seems like we've been here forever.
We've been
We
away
like-
for a while. We've
I
been
think we
away
like
for a
to
while. It's
talk.
great to be back.
So after our lengthy introduction, we have, well, let's be honest, we haven't chose many of the same games. This will come as no surprise. With 3 votes, we have Harold Halibut, Predator Hunting Grounds, Indiana Jones, Palworld, Funko Fusion, and Dragon's Dogma 2. And in the lead by a whopping vote, we have Flintlock, because me and Fabio picked it.
There we go.
Will it be there at the end? Spoilers.
It is the
Absolutely
game
not.
of the year, everybody.
Spoilers. No one else picked it,
Right.
so don't,
We'll tell you-
don't
we'll-
hold out
we'll-
for great things.
I've
from
never
We'll
this
tell
played
game.
you what
I've
game of
never
the
played
year
it.
is and how we got there.
Out of nowhere, there's going to be a Madden there. I'm pretty sure of it.
No.
So for choices
Luke
7
planned
to
it.
4, choices 7 to 4, we're going to Luke this time first, and yeah, so 7, 6, 5, and 4. We have Indica, Never, spelled Neva, because it's from the streets. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Silent Hill 2.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
What
That
do you
is
mean
what we
that's it?
That's my.
the list
7
speaks
to
for itself,
4.
Fabio.
It
Yeah,
speaks
like
for
you
itself.
forgot about it.
Yeah, it speaks for itself.
Okay, fair enough.
Yes, so I'll go in order. Indica is a really, really, really weird game, which is, I don't know if it's on console. I'm not sure. I played it on PC. It's
Well,
a
yeah,
new
it's on
game.
console, yeah.
It's cool. Yeah, it's only about 4 hours long, this game, and it's like a third person narrative led game about a nun. And
It's
it's
amazing.
set in, yeah, it's incredible. I hope it's on your list, Ash.
No, you know what? I'm now sitting here
isn't.
going,
Spoilers, it
"Oh,
isn't.
crud, I forgot about it. And I
Oh,
streamed it and I loved it. So it
Yeah,
should be on
yeah.
my list. As should
Yeah.
Creatures of Ava, which I also forgot about, which I really enjoyed. So just
Yeah.
knock the last 2 off and put them on there and they'll be fine.
And,
Nice.
and Prince of Persia as well.
And Prince of
Yeah,
Persia.
Prince of Persia. Yeah, knock them all off. Knock all of them
You
off.
just didn't care about the list, right? Like you just
He didn't.
fuck it.
He spent less than 5 minutes on it while he was pissed.
Yeah, probably.
It still had FIFA
Which one?
22 on there. That's how often the
Nice.
updates are.
Smashed it. But yeah, it's a 4-hour game about a nun basically, and it's like it's one of those games I don't want to talk about too much because I really implore people to like go out and play it. It's not very expensive, and it's you'll finish it in an evening. It has like a mix of very weird gameplay mechanics, and it's got a very strange but introspective and interesting story thematically about religion and about belief and the things we tell ourselves even though we may not necessarily believe them, and it's just really like strange and very different. It's like completely different to anything I think I've ever played. BMG would absolutely despise this game for multiple reasons, but it's great, and that's why it came in at 7. So that's that one. Never is by Namada Studios. So if anybody's played Grease, this is their next game. It's like a 2D action adventure with some combat. It's got an incredible art style, like very painterly, simplistic geometry. They use contrast really well. Again, it's only about 3 to 4 hours. And again, I don't want to spoil it too much, I suppose, but it's just about a woman called Alba who you play as, and her wolf, deer, pet, who's called Never. And and it's about their journey through this world, and that's kind of it. It's very emotional, I found, and the way it plays with time in terms of narrative is very clever. And I think if you like games, not a direct comparison, but if you like games like like Limbo and Inside and that sort of stuff, it's like a similar sort of experience to those, except not as quite as weird. It's definitely not weird. It's just good. Rebirth, I won't say much about this other than I loved it. I think I put like 70 odd hours into it. It's another fantastic remake, like 7 remake, is where it kind of conforms to what you would expect, but then it does some really, really cool different stuff. It's very grand, great boss fights, very nice visually for the most part. Amazing soundtrack. Last section of the game is incredible, so it ends on a big high note. That's it. Silent Hill 2, I think, is 4th. Had no faith in Bloober. They absolutely, completely smashed it. Was astonished how well they did. It's the original story, slightly expanded, but they don't tweak it very much at all, because it doesn't need to be tweaked really at all. But the things that they have done are very good. Its combat is surprisingly good. Silent Hill 2 never had good combat, so we've finally got Silent Hill, I think, that has good combat. Visually, it is just amazingly good looking. I don't know if it conveys well in screenshots or anything, but when it's kind of running in front of you, it's a really impressive looking game. And Luke Roberts, who plays James Sunderland, I think should have won Best Performer this year, because I think he's that good. But it's terrific.
Would you have if Blooper Team was given to make a new entry into the series? Would you trust them to make a new entry? See, that's the thing, because they've literally gone off a blueprint that was already there, and they've just made it look good and added a couple of bits, changed some things. But would you trust them to make a game from the ground up?
Not a Silent Hill game, no. And the reason is because Bloober can't write a story for shit. Like the stories in their games are really generally quite bad, and their handling of the type of themes that Silent Hill 2 has is really heavy-handed and just kind of offensive in many ways.
The opinions of the guests do not reflect the opinions of the members of the XPN network, so please don't close any doors.
Now. This is pure objective fact at this point. No, it's not, but this is
spoiler, it isn't.
But they, to me at least, they have never written a good video game story, and I don't think they could handle something that has sensitive themes very well, because the medium proved that they couldn't do that at all. That has a dreadful message throughout the core of it. I think what they're really good at are things like atmosphere and world building, sound design, visuals, and that's why they were perfect for this, because they didn't need to mess with the story that much, and they could just use the vast talent they have in that other stuff to do, to remake the game. I'm looking forward to their new game, which is Chronos. I think that looks really cool, and I'm interested to see something new from them. Particularly, I'm more optimistic about that after this, because I feel like maybe they kind of get it now after doing this, like being invested that much in like a horror masterpiece has hopefully kind of rubbed off on the studio, and they're like, okay, this is what we need to do. Obviously they put their own stuff in there, but so that was number 4.
Who made that Silent Hill short story Atrocity?
I don't know. It wasn't.
I didn't know if it was Bloober or thing, but that was one of the worst.
I don't know, but I never played it. It just it didn't look like Silent Hill to me.
It's dreadful, so bad.
Yeah,
that didn't help with people's expectations going into Silent Hill 2 remake. Right, thanks for that, Mr. Steele. BMG next this time, mixing it up a bit. His number 7654 is Pal World. I'm waiting for Luke to shake his head again. So it's Power World, Marvel Rivals, Destiny 2 The Final Shape, and WWE 2K24.
Right. So, first of all, Power World. I really enjoyed that game. We put a lot of time into that game, and it was fun. It was fun. I think one of the funniest bits was because we didn't realize you could do it. You could capture humans. Ash captured a
I
human,
captured.
and
It was me
oh, no, sorry,
first.
Fabio. Sorry, Fabio captured a human and put him to work. He was not a happy guy. Didn't really like doing a great deal, but it was fun. It was like the kind of Pokemon game you'd want to play because we all know it's based off that essentially. But it was a
I don't
fun
know what
game.
you're talking about.
I really enjoyed it, and we put a lot of time into it. So it was just a fun game. Marvel Rivals, new game, very Overwatchy, but in third person. I enjoyed it. It was fun to play. I wouldn't invest money in it. I wouldn't buy any content with it. You got a lot of free stuff to start with. The problem I had with that game was all the characters were too slow. They purposely slowed everyone down. Um, the moves and stuff like that, you had to click in multiple menus to figure out what you actually had, what your character could do. But it was fun, a bit of a arena shooter. It was fun to play. Me and Ash played it. I found Hulk was probably the best character in the game because you started as Bruce Banner with a gun and you could just change into the Hulk. Which was, and you could just literally go wipe people out. Then it was a really fun game. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. Destiny 2 Final Shape, best expansion story content that Destiny have ever done. It was well written. It sort of finished off the saga, the Light and Dark saga that's been going over 10 years very well. And the final mission was probably the best mission they've ever done, and I don't think they'll ever top it. It was that Avengers Endgame moment where there was 14 people and you were just like moving forward, taking the other characters out. It's really done, really well done. I've not really been in Destiny much, but that's probably the best bit of Destiny I've ever played, so it definitely deserves to be in the top 5 if I'm honest. And WWE 2K24, I see I've got back into the games. I bought the last 3. Really enjoyed them. They just seem to 2K just seem to have got it. They've seemed to just realise that this is how it should be. This is how it should play. This is how it should work, and it's just so much fun. Me and Ash have played. We played online. Online works better than it did in 23. The stories that they've got the you can rather play Rise. Was it Rise above a Rise above something and some I can't remember an Unleashed. Both really good. The story seems to play a lot better, a bit more consistent, makes more sense. The seasons vastly improved. Graphics, characters are very much more up to date and more choice. And CM Punk's back in it. Just with CM Punk alone being back in the game is good enough to be in my top 5. And the GM mode, they seem to have improved a lot on that from last year's game, which we did a stream. You can go back and watch it. We do plan on doing another one soon of GM mode. Ash set that up. It was a lot of fun. And just so people know, end of this month, they are going to reveal WWE 2K25, which I'm quite looking forward to. But yeah, that's my 7 to 4.
Lovely. And yeah, GM modes, WWE 2K24 is very.
You're
addictive.
obsessed with it. You're obsessed with it, Ginna.
It's just like it's crack for me. It's horrible. It's like how, it gets as close to me like how the old football managers used to.
I mean,
Do you do the supercard stuff?
Oh, what's it called?
I can't remember the name of the mode. What's that mode? Not supercard. The
My Faction.
My Faction. Yeah. Have you kind of invested in that?
Yeah. I don't. I only mode I like on it is the one where you got to take a team of 4 in and you go knockout round after knockout round and you got to manage their stamina and you can switch out cards. But the rest of the modes on there, it's just to get people to spend money, really, isn't it, on shiny cards.
Yes. Oh yeah. But
Gina,
people do.
Jenna,
They
are
do.
you still offended by the fact that they decided to to call me to be part of the WWE GM live stream? Me that I
Hey,
don't
look.
watch and have no
We
interest
should have got
in
you, Gina,
WWE
'cause
and didn't
Fabio
call you
ruined
like
it.
I was doing like I just don't care. I was
They they didn't won the competition, Fabio. We all know the truth, all right? We all know why you got picked.
We should have picked you, mate. We should have picked you. We
Oh
wanted
yeah,
to,
for sure. I
and then
agree.
Fabio was like, I did it for 5 minutes, don't want to play anymore. God, what a pain in the arse he was.
We should start when the new one comes out.
Yeah, we should, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'll be picking it up. I'll be definitely picking the new one up because
Does
apparently it's got
WWE
vast
have-
improvements.
Does WWE have yearly releases or do they
Yes,
change? So,
yearly.
yeah. Okay.
New one's in March. Right, and then we're over to Ash, and his 7654 is Sonic X Shadow Generations. Once again, Dr. Disrespect Hunting Grounds. Life is Strange Double Exposure and New World Eternum. Is that how you pronounce it?
I think so, yeah.
Eternum. Yeah, we'll go with that. That's the one with the crazy advertising that only you can see, but the streamers can't see it, yeah?
No, it's that MMO, but it's not an MMO.
Yeah, the one made by Amazon, yeah?
Yeah.
So when you're
Really enjoyed
streaming the
that.
game, it puts adverts in the game. So if you're watching on YouTube or Twitch and that, you see adverts on the side of buildings, but the person playing the game can't see them. But he uses AI to recognize where the side of the building is and put adverts on for people who are watching.
Wow. That's a bit.
It's the future.
Shocking, yeah. So I'll go through mine. Sonic Generations was one of my favourite games on 360. It's one of my favourite.
BMG after your list. Shush. Should be ashamed.
Yeah, exactly. So so compared to some of the other Sonic games, it's like a perfect mix of 2D and 3D. Absolutely love it. This is basically the same game but with extra content, so I can't say it's a bad game. What was the next one? It was
Predator Hunting Grounds.
Predator. Again, it's one of those games that I've really enjoyed playing. Do you know what? For one of the 4v1 style games, I think it's one of my favourites just because of the it's basically playing COD if you're playing as the Marines, and if you're playing as the Predator, it's all right, but I just preferred the gunplay in the Marine side of it and stuff like that.
Really good. The gun control was very good. It was like Call
and
of
all the
Duty
environment
level.
looked really good as well. The environment's really detailed and stuff like that, which is good. Thought was really, really interesting, lush and forests and everything. Where's my list? Where's Gina gone on my list?
I'll remind you, your next one is Life is Strange Double Exposure.
Yeah, so I'm the biggest Life is Strange fan, and I really wanted to like this more, but it's just something's not right about it that takes away from how good the originals were. So it's not made by the original devs, it's made by the newer devs. And yeah, it's a little bit some of the story plot points. So spoilers if you've never played Life is Strange. In the first game, right at the end of the game, you make a choice. You either kill someone and save everyone, or kill everyone and save someone, which is quite a big choice. And then this game just goes, so you either killed one person, saved everyone. This game works fine. If you chose the other option, which the majority of fans for the series did, they basically just went, we don't want that as the story, so they just broke up after she sacrificed all the family and hundreds and thousands of people and stuff like that. Yeah, they broke up. It didn't work out, and then it just continues, and you're like, that don't make any sense at all. But the gameplay is quite good. It's like a murder mystery. So you're basically jumping between dimensions. There's a murder dimension, which is the normal one, and one where the murder hasn't happened, and you have to flick between the two dimensions to sort of figure out why this person's been murdered in the normal dimension. It's quite cool. I enjoyed that. Graphically, it's probably one of the best looking Life is Strange games and stuff. And then after that, it was go on, Jenna, remind me. New World. Yeah, that MMO. So I tried it with the trial. They had like a 3-hour trial. And I've been looking for an MMO fix for a while. And I honestly didn't think I'd like it. I just thought, I'll play it for a few hours, uninstall it. But I really, really enjoy it. It's very nice to look at. It plays really well. You have your own like classes, but you can use any weapon, and all the weapons have their own skills. So the more you use, say, like an axe, you get more XP in axes, which then give you new attacks for axes. But then you could swap it out for a rifle and do more damage, like with a rifle, but you don't have all the skills. Then you have to build up all your skill trees there. So, like I say, that's probably the one. This is probably the one I've played the least to completion because it is an MMO. But so far, I'm really, really enjoying it. From an MMO perspective on a controller, it works really well as well. So I want to jump back into it at some point. And you don't have to pay a subscription either for it. You just pay the one-off fee like Guild Wars and stuff. So I didn't know about the streaming thing, though. That is quite funny. I like the idea of that. It's that Amazon would screw people over.
Yeah. The future. Yeah. And next, after Young Ash, is myself. So my 7654 features a few games we've already mentioned, but number 7, Still Wakes the Deep. Number 6, WWE 2K24. Number 5, Mana Lords. And number 4, Dungeons of Hinterberg.
I thought WWE 2K24 would have been higher on your list.
No, it's a great game. I can't really fault it. It's everything you want from a wrestling game. I've put 100 odd hours into it, but then I look back on it and I go, have I really enjoyed myself? Have I really experienced something different, or have I just wasted my life again? It's the same thing I get with Football Manager. Just kind of.
I don't know if it's just me, but you sound like you're breaking up a bit.
God damn, I thought it was just me.
I thought it was my internet.
Right.
I was asking the same thing because I don't want to feel like my internet's been like.
No, it's
am I okay? Am I
tell
okay
you
now?
something, brother?
Let me tell you something, brother. I'm making real American beer, and now that's my best partner today. But I used to have good other partners. Go, Jenna.
Tell you something.
Any better.
Can you hear me now?
Now.
There you go. You sound better. There we go.
We wish we could, but there we go.
I won't go back over. Shut up.
Oh, you sound.
We heard you. We heard you. It just sounded like you was cutting out a little bit.
Okay, I was probably leaning on my wire. Still Wakes the Deep. Fantastic little narrative game. Again, not huge on gameplay, but if you want to hear Scottish people swear at each other and call each other the C word, no better experience. Great voice acting, lovely looking. Just a little bit light on the gameplay to put it a bit higher, I'd say. WWE 2K24, I think I explained in detail underwater. You couldn't quite hear it. Fantastic game, really good, polished. They've gone over a lot of the modes. They've added more depth to the ones that I wanted, like my GM and ambulance matches, casket matches, and that returning. Next year's
Special
one,
ref.
or this year's, special ref. This year I'll probably be getting it day one again. I think there's some cracks starting to show, which is why it wasn't higher. My universe is just dead. It just needs to be cut and remade because it's shit now. It just doesn't work. And there's a few other things on there that could do with a bit of a revamp, because nearly all of the effort is going into my factions because that's where the money is.
Mm-hmm.
It has more effort than anything else. Mana Lords, like Bob said, fantastic game. I uninstalled this one because I was, again, addicted. Also, I had a very harsh winter where I'd not made enough bread and then people were about to die. So I've not gone back to that yet because of the upcoming famine that is about to hit my city. But yeah, great game made by one dev apparently in UE5, and it's just so addictive. It's a good little city builder with a bit of RTS built into the side of it, and he just keeps patching and updating it and adding new things to do. It's a great game. And Dungeons of Hinterberg, which I don't think many people played. I haven't seen many people play it, but it is such a good game. I'm not really a big dungeon crawler or dungeon game player, but this one's just fantastic. The gameplay is good. Each dungeon looks different. Some of them are just incredible to look at. It's very cel-shaded and cartoony graphics, but the art style of every area you go to is completely different. It does suffer from what a lot of games suffer from at the moment, which is dialogue and writing like HRs in the room. Like, people don't speak like that. It's very over the top. It's very just too friendly and passive. Like, yeah, just it's not how people speak. But great game. 10 out of 10 would recommend if you don't mind bad dialogue. Yeah. And then next up is the milkman himself, Fabio.
Ah, you son of a bitch.
The milkman cometh. It's 7654 again. And he has Age of Mythology, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, Tekken 8, and Hellblade 2.
And you say my list is bad.
You're serious right now? What's the matter with my list? You decided to
What's
put
wrong
fucking
with it?
Destiny. You decided
Destiny
to put
beats
fucking
anything
No one's-
on your list.
serious now.
It's
Okay.
unique though. It's not the same list as everyone else. So I'll give him that.
I'm sorry. Am I not allowed to put the games that I put in here? Okay.
Where's your sports games? I missed the sports games.
I forgot about the sacred rule that says you shall not put this and these games here. Yeah, but honestly, like, is Age of Mythology a fantastic game, like, especially considering how well it works on the console. Like, I don't play games on PC at all. I don't like PC gaming whatsoever. I do enjoy the console experience, controller, this and that, because I already have to deal with a lot of PCs at work, and so console is my jam. And the way World's Edge made the controls, and they decided to adapt the entirety of Age of Mythology, as well as what they did with Age of Empires itself, like, to the Xbox, it's just amazing. It's just high praise for them with how well they did this. And not just that, we didn't have to like wait for a year after a PC release to then get the console version. This was released day one, the PC version and the console version, as should every single Microsoft / Xbox Game Studios title. Like, for example, our History Untold, like, yes, it's not a good thing for them to let's first release on PC and then we release it on console. Microsoft Flight Simulator, the first one that we had, like, not a good look for them as well to put first on PC and then on console. Or even, I think the other Age of Empire games actually took a while for them to get to console finally, right? But really high praise for World's Edge. The next one, Lord of the Rings Return to Moria, is just because, like, after the dreadful thing that was Gollum, like, Lord of the Rings fans needed something to at least hold on to have a good experience, or at least good thing. And, like, it is a simple game. It is just a survival game, like crafting, mining, base building, and surviving itself. And, like, the set piece is just perfect. You are trying to reclaim the minds of Moria. So, like, if you are a fan of the lore, and if you are a fan of the dwarves from the Tolkien universe, this is just like this is just a blast, honestly. And if you are a fan of the books, like, there are some attention to detail that the developers wanted to put here in order to, like, make you feel like you are actually playing Lord of the Rings game. Because in the books, there's a lot of things which are like the songs, and most of people while they were reading, they are like, fuck it, I'm not reading the songs because there's no melody. How am I going to put this? They decided to put the songs in the game. So like that was a really nice touch, and to me shows the love and care that they wanted to give to this game. Following that, Tekken 8. I've been waiting for this game since Tekken 7, and it looks amazing, it plays amazing, and it is really well optimized for the Xbox Series S. Like 1080p, of course, dynamic resolution, Unreal Engine 5, 60 FPS, and like good netcode, great online. The only thing that like is just horrendous is the monetization, because not, of course you have to buy for extra characters when they start releasing the other characters. For example, they announced at the Game Awards that one of the characters from Final Fantasy 16 is coming to the game. But one thing that makes no sense is that they are also charging for you to get stages. Like, that's dumb. It makes no sense. And they decided to put a goddamn battle pass into a fighting game, which makes less sense whatsoever. But overall, it is a really nice experience if you are a fan of fighting games itself. And Senua Saga's Hellblade 2, I just loved it. I do agree with Luke. It is the best looking game we had so far, not just this year, but like to me, this generation, it is the best looking game we had. And surely the in terms of optimization, like Indiana Jones, it's better considering like the frame rates, it has ray tracing and all that stuff. But Hellblade 2, it is basically like if you really enjoy the first game, you are going to love the second one because it is just an extension of what you were playing before. So yeah, the story has a lot of analogies, metaphor, but like in general, it is a really good experience if you play the first one and enjoy that as well.
Beautiful.
So I just want to apologise to Bob for accidentally kicking him off. I was trying to move a thing and I didn't realise it kicked him. Sorry, Bob.
You just kicked Bob.
I was trying to get, because this footage wouldn't work, so I thought, I'll knock that off, and it kicked Bob as well as kicking that off. So that's my bad. That is my fault. I do apologise.
He's not sorry whatsoever.
But before we do move on to the next person, I do want to remind everyone that you can join the XPN Network channel member for just as little as 99p. Give you exclusive content, polls to vote on, codes, giveaway. I still owe a code. It is coming. It's just I've been ill over Christmas. It was the last thing in my mind. But what I'm going to do is, if you are a member and you have linked your YouTube with your Discord, you'll have access to our members only area. There will be a code for 3 months of Game Pass Ultimate, and it'll be a worldwide code, so it's not restricted to anyone. That will be going in there. I'll give you a heads up when it's going in, and it's first comes, first served. So it's there, first member to get it, it's yours, and just put in that you've claimed it. So do keep an eye on that. We've got more stuff happening over the year, more exclusive content. So do please keep an eye. And join the Discord. If you're not a part of it, it's in the description. It's on our Twitter. You can literally join, carry on the conversation there. We generally shout out things there first before we put them on anywhere else. And we do have a number of members that are scrolling across the bottom of the screen. It's halfway through, so I'm not going to wait to read it out. I'm going to let Ginna continue because we're already an hour and 50 into the show. Carry on, Ginna.
Probably. These days, 99p is a bargain. Now I'll get you half a condom.
You can't even get a 99p ice cream for that anymore. 99er. They're like £1.5 now.
Outrageous.
£1.5. Robin, honestly, stripy jumpers and a mask that you'd be wearing.
Bag says swag on it. And lastly, who did we just finish on? It was Fabio,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Fabio.
Was
Yeah.
me.
Oh, I nearly skipped. We're on to Venomous.
No, you done Venomous.
7654. I just did
Did you not do
Venomous.
Venomous?
No, I didn't
Did
do
you?
Venomous.
Did you not?
Venomous, did I do you?
What do you mean by
Venomous?
that?
I
Be
might be
very
asleep.
careful now.
I might have been
Did I
asleep.
do you without your knowledge?
I mean, Venomous.
I don't know. I'll have to check the
suggest you to
cameras.
don't say anything.
Sorry, I could be wrong there. I do apologise.
No,
Because I'm just thinking
it's
of Bob. All I can
It's
think of
Venomous
is
next,
Bob.
and then Bob. So Venomous 7654.
Mm.
Some familiar games now.
Yep.
Hellblade 2, Silent Hill 2, Still Wakes the Deep, Metro Awakening.
So Hellblade 2, I enjoyed it, but I couldn't enjoy it fully because I have mental health problems. So I have my own voices in my head, and putting that on drove me insane. I could only wear it for a minute, and I had to take it off. So I couldn't enjoy it the way it was supposed to be enjoyed.
Yeah.
It even made my girlfriend go, "Yeah, no, you won't be able to survive this." I was like, "Cheers, thank you." So I could play it, but I couldn't feel the voices in my own head. I had to play it through the TV. So it was good, but I couldn't enjoy it the way it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it was pretty much cinematic. It was like watching a movie that you were just playing. It looked amazing. So so I enjoyed it, just couldn't play it the way it was supposed to be played. Silent Hill 2 is a memory for me. When I was 7 years old, I used to watch my late brother Darren play it as a kid. So it was a memory lane thing for me, experiencing what I saw as a kid in a different style. And it was brilliant. It was like reliving memories to the point where I was smiling when I knew I was going to die. And someone I nearly broke my monitor trying to punch the screen, thinking that would help me, because I jumped that far.
I can't do horror.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we
can't
won't
do
be able
it.
to do this one. I've not finished it, but it was just like walking through memory lane, and it meant something to me more than just a game. It was a piece of my childhood I get to relive that I know my brother would have fucking loved. Still Wakes the Deep I was warned by it by my girlfriend. So before I played it, she went, "Oh yeah, you're gonna be really scared. This is gonna be really scary. I've seen the ending." I'm like, "Oh." She went, I'll warn you when there's bad stuff coming. I went, okay. She went, "Oh my god, there's bad stuff coming." I'm like, "I've just started the game." But I was like, "What the hell?" And she went, "No, I'm joking." But it's the first time they've made a game where you don't feel like you're the hero. You know, you just know you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. How are you going to fight off this monster when it isn't something normal? So when that game come out and I started playing it, I got so addicted to completing it because it was terrifying. I mean, being able to use noise and then turn around and it was right behind you and you were like, if it sees me, I'm dead. And it was really well done by the sound design, the gameplay, even the acting. The acting felt so real. It didn't feel like a game. It felt like I was actually there. So if it was a VR game, that game would have been too realistic for me. Way too realistic. So the Chinese room I actually emailed my contact and said, tell them I'd love to interview him. And they said, unfortunately, they don't do interviews. And I was like, damn. So, yeah. And Metro VR. Now, I'm obsessed with playing my VR. And I love the Metro games. But playing this game, like Metro in VR, was like a whole new meaning to holy hell. Like, if you haven't played it and you have a PSVR 2, give it a go. Because it brings back that feel of Metro, but in this time you don't feel so powerful. You just feel like you're someone trying to survive in this climate. And I have no idea what I'm reading.
That's the new one that's come out, isn't it? That Metro one. That's
Yeah.
the new thing, the one that's just dropped. See, I'd rather. Are you happy with the VR one, or would you have rather the brought out a full new Metro game?
VR. No, VR, 100%. After you play it, it's.
Come on now.
Oh my god! Oh my god! We're not the Keeleys. We are not.
What the?
Honestly, yeah. If you haven't played it, definitely give it a go.
Oh my
At the
lord!
request of our producer, we're going to move along to the next
It's
one.
not me. I've not clicked it.
What are you doing?
They've literally changed all these options. I haven't clicked anything.
Apparently, I got stuff all over my keyboard right now, and I don't know it.
Oh
Smells
my
like the
god!
ocean. Yeah, very salty. So, moving over to KY Bob, as it happens, with his sticky keys. Number 7, 6, 5, and 4 is Star Wars Outlaws, Pacific Drive, Helldivers 2, and Space Marine 2.
Nice.
So Space Marine 2, again, just like before with Dragon's Dogma 2, I didn't play the first Space Marine, so this was my first venture into Space Marine, and I loved it. It was a good game. I loved the gore. The gore was amazing. I thought the story was great. I really loved the macabre kind of nature of the Space Marines and what they were doing, why they were doing it, and it was cool. Helldivers 2, it gave me that Star Troopers feeling online with my buddies that not even Star Troopers gave me. I've yet to play the real-time strategy game for Star Troopers that is out now, but I'm looking forward to it. And yes, Helldivers 2, it had me until the whole debacle, and I didn't really care about the debacle because I got a PlayStation 5 too, and it was like, okay, so I sign in, so I get achievements on my PC too. I don't care. On to Pacific Drive, right up my alley. You know, I love games like Phasmophobia and stuff like that. I like the allure of it, and for the first time, not only weren't the character in Pacific Drive, your car was the leading character in that game. You were just a passenger in that leading character. It was a great concept. I loved every second of it. The exploration, the mystery, being thrown into it as a delivery man, spoiler alert, it was great. It was awesome. I loved Pacific Drive. Star Wars Outlaws, I actually liked Outlaws more than I liked the second Jedi Survivor. I thought it had more heart. I'm sorry.
No.
I thought it had
heresy.
I thought it had more heart. I really did. I didn't like the fact that some of the missions made you start all the way over if you failed the stealth aspect of it. But they did away with that. And because they did away with that, I decided to put it on my list and say, you know what? If you want to go out guns a-blazing, you can go out guns a-blazing. And we go. There's Bob's 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait till you get to Bob's 1, 2, and 3. You'll be proud of Bob. Let's go.
We'll see. Let's wrap
Spoilers. You will not.
Oh!
I'm joking. Right. So, just before we go to the final three, in 2, 3, 4, in fifth place, we have tied Helldivers 2 with 8 votes, Manor Lords with 8 votes, Predator Hunting Grounds with 8 votes.
Somehow.
Yeah, then in fourth place with 10 votes, we have Still Wakes the Deep, because it's fantastic. Joint second, we have Silent Hill 2 and WWE 2K24, which, as good a game as it is, if an annual sporting franchise wins this award, we might as well not come back next year. But number one at the moment with 13 votes is Hellblade 2.
What?
And now we're going...
No, Hellblade 2 can't win. If Hellblade 2 wins it, the show's cancelled.
It's
forever.
because Fabio played so high.
It's
someone
a
didn't
walking
remember.
simulator.
You're a PlayStation fan. All you needed was a bow and arrow. You'd have lapped it up.
Going to PlayStation anyway, BMG, so you can play.
It will be, yeah. You'll play it then, and you'll tell us how great it is.
Yeah,
How
number one.
the control vibrates. You can feel every pebble under your feet on the beach.
Yeah, every haptic feedback.
It
That is
feels
a
like
good
you're
game.
pushing the bodies out the way under the boat. You know, the
That's how
resistance.
greatness is made. When games come to
Sun goes
when
out to
Xbox
Stu
games come to
Kitty.
PlayStation.
Bourbon
Xbox-
capital of the world.
Nice.
Yeah, very nice. When Xbox games come to PlayStation, that is when they gain greatness. It's the only way.
So I did chuck out a spoiler at the beginning of the show, BMG, which I think you have forgotten, where I said, when we go to 3, 2, 1, forget everything about all the games I told you before and where they were based.
Yeah,
so,
quite possible. Yeah, I don't remember you saying.
Yeah, it's been a long show.
We're
Yeah.
2 hours. We're 50.
Come
This
on.
is quick,
55
Russ.
seconds over our time.
This is quick. If anything, maybe we should have a chat again and see how we're all feeling.
Shut
John,
the fuck
and
up.
how the chat interact more with chats. You know. Now we'll move on. So we're gonna go to KY Bob first. I told you it's different every time, and we're gonna go number 3, 2, 1 for Bob, and his number 3, 2, 1 is Indiana Jones. Watch Luke's face. Pal World. And Stalker 2.
He's only
Sorry.
disgraced because he's put it at number one, hasn't you, Luke? Don't lie.
Damn. It's too
So
low.
okay, I have a very good explanation for my top 3. So Indiana Jones and the Great Circle at number 3. I love Indiana Jones. I was a little let down with the Crystal Skull, the movie. I was like, Indiana Jones and aliens. But the
Best
more
film
I watch Indiana Jones and Crystal, the more I love it. The more I love it more than I love the I can't even remember the name of the 5th one.
Don't you even?
Dial of Destiny.
The 5th one.
Crystal
okay,
Skulls
for
is my
one.
favorite.
Yeah.
but
Destiny.
you okay?
So-
seriously?
Crystal Skulls are one of the best Indiana Jones films ever
Shut
made.
the
No, it's
fuck
not.
up.
I do
You
like
two on
it.
the left.
Yeah.
You two on the left
So-
are starting to sound like a beaten
So-
girlfriend who
How
not
dare
only
you.
accepted it, but now
So-
embraces
So-
it.
Stockholm
Indiana
syndrome
Jones
going
and the
on
Great
Yeah.
Circle.
He's not that bad when you get to know him,
Full-
really.
Full disclosure, I haven't.
here. Tony broke my
Full
leg, man.
disclosure, I haven't finished the game yet, and that's because I can't get off my number 1. As for my number 2, Power World, I hate Pokemon. Okay, I play Magic. I don't like Pokemon. I think it's my kids and my wife, they all love watching the cartoons and the anime. I hate the facial expressions. I can't stand the facial expressions. That's one of the reasons why I don't like Pokemon.
Don't sue us,
Yeah.
Nintendo. Come on now. Sue
So-
Bob, don't sue us. That's good.
But when Power World came out, I played it, and I was like, it's on Xbox Live as an early access. Nobody else has got it other than PC because Xbox is the only one doing this early access bit. So I played it, and I was like, wow, this game, it really takes 3 or 4 or 5 countless genres and just throws them together, and no other game does that. And it's like, I can't believe it, but I really like throwing these PAL spheres at these guys, and they're working for me, and they're fighting for me, and this is a survival game, and you know me in survival games. And I was like, it's got me. It's hooked. For 45 days straight, me and my wife and my brother-in-law, it's all we played was Power World. And then when the new island came out, we hopped back into it. We didn't even care about getting the pals that we already had or we didn't have yet. We didn't care. We hopped right into the new island and loved every second of it. And I hope these lawsuits from Nintendo go all the way down the pooper, because Nintendo, I'm going to tell you right now, Power World did what you've refused to do for the last generation, and that's put out a good Pokemon game that breaks the mold and expands the genre. Power World did that, and you are just jealous. My number one game, Stalker 2. Everything that this studio has been through, being in Ukraine, being moved out of Ukraine by Microsoft to finish their project in safety, and to be honest with you, I have the last time, I could be wrong, but the last time I checked, I've died 193 games. I've died 193 times in my playthrough of Stalker 2. And that is 193 enjoyable deaths. Gosh, the comments are killing me. I'm loving it. Thank you, BMG, for throwing them up, because I'm not even looking at the comments right now. But I'm loving Stalker 2. Everything from, so I didn't even know I had played some of the original Stalker, but I didn't even.
Mad sad world, seriously.
Thimber, you've broke my heart. Okay, I'm past Power World though, so I haven't been back to Power World since they've changed it. So the Power World that I knew is my number 2, and that's
not that good of a game right now, right?
Stalker. Okay, we're talking about Stalker 2. I played a little bit of the first Stalker. I don't know if there were artifacts in the first Stalker. I didn't really get that far, but the addition of hunting down these artifacts, especially the legendary ones that really give you good buffs and whatnot in combat. Yes, Bad News Bob does sound catchy. I'm going to start my game studio in fantasy game. Yeah, Bad News Bob.
I like it.
Yeah. Sounds good. I like it too.
Toys for Bob.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So, Stalker 2, Game Pass, play it, and you will die. I promise you, you're going to die, but you're going to turn around and come right back. And you're going to get to the point where you only die like once an hour. And that's when the game really gets good as far as adventuring, and keep a lot of bandages and med kits on you. You'll be good, and use them rapidly. Stalker 2. My game of the year, it did not make the cut for Jeff Keighley's shady, paid-for game awards, but Stalker 2 for life. Bob out.
Yay!
I clap louder, but I'll get in trouble.
So all I got from that is he just wants to go back to Power World.
I want to see how they've screwed it up now that you all got me worried.
It's good. It's good. Need to play. We'll play together, Bob. We'll get us all on together.
All right, you can hold my hand and console me as I'm upset with the changes they've made.
So we're going to move on to BMG now. Ready? And
hang on.
You guys
has got a comment for Bob. I'm sorry, KY Toys. I just think KY Jelly and that doesn't mix well with toys unless.
Wow. I'm starting to like you, Sue the Kitty. Don't ruin it now.
So was it me next?
Bourbons for Bob. I'm a big fan of that name. There we go.
And she said that's what the bourbon's for, Bob. Oh, good one. Good one.
Okay.
Right.
BMG.
BMG is next, and you may notice that a high-profile game is missing from BMG's list because he's a fake PlayStation fan.
No.
And I even
no,
messaged him saying, "There's some big games missing from your list," and just nothing.
It's
So number 3, 2, 1, he had Call of Duty Black Ops 6, which is an Xbox first-party game, just we all know. Number 2 was Helldivers 2, not a PlayStation game. It was made by an independent studio. And then number 1, Indiana Jones.
Another
Right.
first
Well. Just to address the not putting Astro Bot on there is because I haven't played it yet. I haven't played it, so I didn't want to put it
nobody
on
has
my
it.
list.
PlayStation.
Only
Because
sold
I haven't
10
played
copies.
it,
Nobody
right?
played it.
And Helldivers 2, yes, the studio is second party, but it might as well be first party because Sony is currently, as announced today at CEX, is making a film based on Helldivers, which would make a lot of people happy. But let's go to number 3 first. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. It's the game that brought me back to Call of Duty. I haven't played Call of Duty since Black Ops 3. And come to Game Pass day one, and it's excellent. The multiplayer is excellent. The story, really, really good. It's not stupidly long. You can do it in you could do it in one sitting, but it's such a good story. Zombies, I'm not really keen on, but the multiplayer is excellent. I need to jump back in because Squid Game 2 crossovers happening, so I do need to jump in. But yeah, Call of Duty, absolutely brilliant. Helldivers 2, I played the original. We was a twin stick shooter, top down, brilliant. Second one, even better. It's an amazing game. They've had a bit of they started off brilliant, had a bit of a dip because content was a bit with the tweaks, but now it's back up there. It's really, really good, brilliant game. The mechanics, it's just fun. You can be just put down a Gatling gun and it automatically spins around to shoot enemies. But if you or your teammates happen to be in the crosshairs, you get your limbs blown off. It's just fun. It's a really, really fun game.
He does have a Jim Ryan pillow.
I know I do need one though. I do have a me pillow that I got my wife for anniversary. Was it anniversary of Valentine's? I can't remember.
Just to clarify, he said me, not meat.
No, me. It's a pillow.
This is our top 3s. This is what we're here for, guys. Poke and cut. Let's go.
I will. If I remember, I can't remember where I put it, but I've got it somewhere.
If you buy a Jim Ryan pillow, I will disown you as a friend.
No.
Wrap it up. Ash, please.
Nothing wrong with Jim Ryan. Jim Ryan is our Lord and Savior of PlayStation. Ash?
Rumor has it he likes to put his meat pillow in the microwave for 30 seconds before he enjoys it.
Not wrong with that. Can't have it too cold, it'll feel like a corpse. But Helldivers 2, brilliant game. But my number 1 had to go to Indiana Jones because it is an amazing game. It's well done. You can tell they put everything behind it, the lore. The opening mission, the tutorial, the opening bit, brilliant. The nostalgia there, the characters, absolutely amazing. The likenesses they've got, it is Harrison Ford. Troy Baker does an absolute amazing voiceover. It is like, I remember when they revealed it, and I think there was a few of us sort of said, is that Harrison Ford? Because his voice is so good, the way he's done it, it's like you couldn't tell if it was Harrison Ford, if it wasn't, and then it was revealed as Troy Baker, who is an amazing voice actor. But it's an amazing game. The mechanics, the way it plays, the traveling, and I love Indiana Jones. So yeah, Indiana Jones is my game of the year, and it deserves to win game of the year. That's me.
Thank you. Beautiful. Great top 3. No Astro.
Right,
then we move on.
right. 2025 is the year of PlayStation. You wait until next year. All you're going to have is PlayStation games. Fuck Xbox.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's coming out next year?
Don't you worry about it. There's a showcase coming. You just hang fire. It's
The
coming.
super secret showcase.
Bro,
The
Dustin,
showcase
yo,
is coming. You're going to be, honestly, when all the games are revealed for PlayStation this year, everyone's going to blow the load. They're not going to be able to hold it.
All I know
Me and
is
Luke
of
will
Ghost
just-
Story.
Me and Luke and Bob
Yowie.
will play him on PC. It's fine.
No, yeah, a year later. All right, move on. Come on. Let's go. Let's go. Let's get it
right.
going. Get us going.
It's my top 3, and they are Hellblade 2, Indiana Jones, and Space Marine 2. So Hellblade 2, I think we've said enough about that anyway. It's a beautiful looking game, great experience, fantastic audio. I'm on my second playthrough where I've just gone back to recently, and it looks even better than I remembered. And I've now got the different audio you can choose once you've completed the game, so you're hearing things from the other people's point of view. Number 2 was Indiana Jones, fantastic game. And with Luke, the ending was funny but frustrating. Voss is the best villain in a game for years. He's fantastic.
Okay.
And yeah, it made me go back and watch the old Indiana Jones movies with my daughters, and we started watching through them again. It's brilliant. And number 1 is the best game of the year, Space Marine 2. It's just a fantastic game. It's old school. It's great PvE. If you've got a group of friends, you can play. The PvE missions are great. They're adding new missions for free all the time. They're adding a horde mode soon. It's just brilliant. It's like Gears of War, but no cover because you are the cover. You're just an absolute tank in armor running through things, and it's my game of the year because it's the best game of the year, objectively.
Just a quick side, right? If you look at the comment that I've just put up, look at Fabio's picture. What a stallion of a
Dress for a
man!
milkman.
Yeah, what a stallion of a man that is. Look
You
at
look
that.
more like the Cadbury's milk tray man.
That is a proud doctor. Proud
Fabio,
doctor.
I hope that over in Brazil you're in the calendar.
Not a doctor yet.
That's-
Going to be master of science. Okay, just to
Right,
clarify.
that's a March calendar photo. That
Master
With the
of
beard, he
science.
looks a
Is he like the
Rasputin.
He-Man of biology?
and I do have
With
a
the beard,
PlayStation
he looks
5.
like Rasputin.
Here, just so you
Thank
can
you.
see,
Someone got the idea.
there's my controller, my PS5, my DualSense, my
Looks a
love
bit
of my
dusty.
life. It's not dusty. It's not dusty.
Right, talk about your games, Gina. Come on, bloody hell.
Ash is so pissed. Look, you just like
Oh, well, some of us have jobs, lives.
I'm done. We're on to Fabio now. He'll move things along quickly.
Okay.
Fabio's 3, 2, 1. And again, we've seen all these games before. And again, Luke is going to be very happy. We have Pal World number 3, COD Black Ops 6 number 2, and Indiana Jones number 1.
Yay! Just the fun.
No, basically, like I'm just going to sum it up. Everything like COD Black Ops 6 and Power Word is basically because I was really addicted to those games. Like they were definitely like Power Word. I was playing with Ash and BMG for a really long time during the beginning of last year, and Call of Duty. It was the first time actually I was playing a Call of Duty title at release thanks to Game Pass, and honestly, it is addicting as hell. Like it got me to buy the Vault Edition, just like not with the base game, just the upgrade of it because the base game is obviously on Game Pass, and like a pretty good content, pretty nice game at all whatsoever. And yeah, for what I've been seeing compared to all the previous cards that I've been watching, like it is the best card in years, or like one of the best cards in years, honestly. And Indiana Jones is just because like they did such a good job in every single department. Honestly, like I didn't finish the game, but for what I've been playing, like it is just a blast, especially for someone that watched Indiana Jones, the movies as a child. Like, I am a really huge fan of the three movies, of the three first movies, and not so much of the fourth and the fifth one. And honestly, like it's just an amazing experience. And I was mostly surprised with the optimization. Like, I'm really like flabbergasted with how ID Tech is capable of having such a nice optimization with 1080p 60 FPS. And yes, Digital Foundry even said it has a bit of ray tracing on the Series S, and it looks that good. I'm just imagining how it looks on the Series X and on PC, honestly. So like, yes, Indiana Jones is just a blast. Go, if you didn't buy it or if you didn't play it, just do yourself a favor, do that. Was that quick enough? Was that good enough?
Just like your sexual performance, the in and outs done quickly. Nobody's satisfied. On to the next.
At least I have a sexual performance different from you. Who does it with yourself?
Yay.
Apparently.
Yay. Mine's not a performance. Mine's an opera.
For what I remember, your kids are adopted, right? So
No, they're pure blood. Also,
It's
just
pure
to say,
sheep, pure
XPN,
sheep.
XPN also endorses adoption. We have nothing against adopted children. They're people too. On to Luke Steele next with his top three, and two of these games I've never heard of, and these are the ones I thought might have been autocorrect. So we have Mouthwashing for number 3.
what?
Oh, that's a
Mouthwashing.
great game.
Mouthwashing.
Yes, that
Mouthwashing.
game is amazing.
I'm
What
so
the-
worried
It's a-
about what is
Yes,
mouthwash.
Luke, that is an amazing game.
VR filth, Fabio. Number 2 is 1000X Resist. And number 1 is a true PlayStation fan's pick, Astrobot.
There you go. Thank you.
Right,
Thank
it's
you.
not. I haven't played it. I couldn't put it on my list. If I could just put games on that I haven't played,
I
it'd
was
just all be
always-
pure PlayStation.
I was always Jimmy's favourite.
No, you was not. No, you was not. I have a
Let's
pair
see
of
what
his
we got.
Y fronts and one of his socks. What have you got?
I've got his heart. That's what I've got.
Luke, Luke, don't do this to me. Luke,
I'll try and roll through these quickly. Mouthwashing is a super weird game, obviously, from the name alone. It's like 2.5 hours long. It's 2.5 hours long. It's a first person psychological horror, I guess.
What?
I think that's probably what it
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
about mouthwashing.
From Mouthwashing. There is
Oh,
you
got
a specific.
it's so
don't
hard to
spoil it.
explain.
Yeah, don't spoil it. But there is a specific reason in the story why it's called Mouthwashing. Because you look at it, you're like, and then about an hour in, you're like, oh, okay, I get it. Anyway,
I'll go use mouthwash.
yeah, first person psychological horror game. It's got like a low poly PS1 art style.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's really short. It's 2.5 hours. It's one of the best stories of probably the last few years in games, I think. It plays with like concepts of time really well, how the story is told, narrators, and how unreliable they can be, and it touches on really heavy themes like responsibility and narcissism and all these other things. I won't go into it too much, but it's just so clever, and it's just so memorable as a result. 1000X Resist, if Mouthwashing is one of the best stories of the last few years, that I think 1000X Resist has the best gaming story of the last probably 5 or 6 years. That's about 10 hours long, and it's a third-person game. It's more of an adventure game with some light puzzling, and that's pretty much it for gameplay. So, like Mouthwashing, it's not gameplay heavy. It all kind of rests on its story. But again, it has an incredible story about lots of different things, about diaspora and even pandemics, and which is obviously very relevant. And again, plays with time in a really cool way. And I won't spoil any more, but it's sci-fi, very futuristic. And then Astrobot's just the most fun game I played this year, so it was the most memorable in that way. And I needed to, big up Herman, big up Jimmy. And I think even if you took the PlayStation stuff out of that game, it would still be my number one game of the year. Because I just think it's a joy, and it does the thing that It Takes Two does, which I think is really difficult to do, and is a sign of an amazing game, which is it gives you mechanics. They're really fun to play with, and then 20 minutes later they get rid of it for like most of the game, and then they give you something new, and it's just great. So that's why it's my number one.
Jim, I still love you. I know you love me too. I understand the restraining order still in place. I promise you, next year, everything will be PlayStation. Even if I haven't played it, I'll pick it. Even if it's not even out yet, I'll pick it. I'll do anything for you.
I got.
Oh,
I respect the fact you haven't put it on your list because you haven't played it. What I don't respect is the fact that you haven't played it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Dinner. Fuck you. Right? I've got literally shitloads of games I haven't even got round to yet that I still need to play. I will play Astrobot. I'll even dress as a fucking Astrobot.
How many playthroughs of Astrobot you could have done with all those Power World hours?
Oh, no.
You
No,
could have
no,
halfway
no.
through it by now if you started it at the beginning of this show, mate.
Oh, Bob, this is yours. I thought this was Ash playing.
No, Ash can't play games this good. And he only plays games that
I am
like no one's heard of.
Yeah, I haven't got motion sickness. This can't be Ash.
That's it.
And then we move on to the penultimate opinion. Again, another three, two of which I'd never heard of. We move across to Venomous, who had number 3, Five Nights at Freddy's Into the Pit. Number 2, Astrobot. Number 1, Poppy's Playtime Chapter 4.
Right, what do you want to hear first? Should I go in order?
None of it.
So Five Nights at
just in
Freddy's
order.
Into the Pit is actually a game I've also reviewed for XPN, which is honestly a new interesting concept of the books, which was made by Mega Cat Studios, and it's like a pixelated retro style side scroller / survival horror, where you play as a kid who hides in a ball pit that turns out to be a teleport to another location in the past, which is Five Nights at Freddy's Fazbear's Pizzeria, just before it is attacked by Springtrap. Now, it's based on the book which I have actually been reading, and it's called Into the Pit. So you can, because I'm obsessed with Five Nights at Freddy's, like you will not believe. And it was amazing, like the fact that it made me buy the book. So if you're into like pixelated like retro games, it's saying you really like to. Luke, you'd like this game. Like if you liked Mouthwash, you'll love this game. And it's crazy how different it is to the other Five Nights at Freddy's games, from the mouse clicking cameras to things like that. So yeah, definitely check it out. Then you've got Astrobot. Why do I even have to say anything? Astrobot was just like amazing. Like
No,
it had
skip that
so
one.
much imagination. It had so much imagination in it, and that's what really caught me. Like the fact that you could save like these other like Astrobots, and they'd be like PlayStation themed characters, like Resident Evil, for example, or Spider-Man. It was really cool, and it was like every level was not the same. It was always different, and the music is just. And last off, Poppy Playtime, not Poppy's Playtime, Poppy Playtime. And it's about a toy factory that's like really up and coming that makes amazing toys. But they decided to make innovation with these toys by putting kids in their orphanage and killing them and bringing them to life in these toys. And it's dark. Like chapter 3 is dark to the point where they had a walking cat that put the kids to sleep so that they would not fight back.
Oh.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's-
one of them stories that it's one of them stories that you can't find anywhere. It's so unique, and it's one of them games where you look at them and you think, who in their mind made this? and are they okay? So it's definitely, honestly, it's the best game I've ever played. Don't even care what anyone says. They've got the best story, and it's changed mascot horror games for like the same way Five Nights at Freddy's did. So if you haven't played it, give it a go. It's scary though, I'm not gonna lie to you. It is terrifying. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Well explained. Lovely. Lovely. I know Ash is keen to move on because it's his choice next. And we have a pattern. So the last 3 people to go have all chose 2 games in the top 3 that appear on no one else's list. That's how varied we are as a people. And, you know, unlike BMG, who didn't pick a game that appeared on all of the last 3's list.
Fuck you!
So moving over to Ash, we have number 3, number 2, number 1, Ara, History Untold, Helldivers 2, and Vision of Mana.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I love
yeah,
your
I've got a
number
bit
2.
different. So number 3, it was that 4X is the genre, that like Civ-like game from Xbox Game Pass. Really good. It's not out on console yet, but I believe it's coming next year. But it came out on PC. Honestly, didn't think I'd like it as much as I would like that I did. And I just ended up playing it for hours at a time, and it's great. Like, I was taking over everyone's countries, and I was like absolutely wrecking them and stuff like that. And then I grew too fast and greedily, and then all my people started starving to death because I forgot to feed them and met farms. So I had to stop my conquest of Earth to start feeding my people because they were all leaving. And then George Washington tried to like Roger me, so then I had to fight back. Oh, awesome! What a game! Full of like twists and turns, and you can absolutely wreck everyone. You can make alliances and stuff. And I was never the biggest Civ fan, but honestly, I really enjoyed this one. So I'll probably end up going and trying some of the Civ games out there. Then 2, Helldivers 2, best shooter I've played this year. A lot of fun.
Last year.
In groups. Pardon? Yeah, last year.
Yeah. You did play it this year.
2024.
Do this, man.
But yeah, really good. I like the atmosphere. I like the sort of like the dropping out of the pods. Halo should have done a mod, like a mode that was like this.
They have. They've done it.
Yeah,
but
it was
yeah,
ODST.
No. They've made an actual
They've done a mode on Infinite.
Yeah, there's an actual mode on Infinite where it's like.
And they should be advertising this, but they're not. So that's not my fault. That's Microsoft's. But Helldivers 2, really good. I've ended up with like a Killzone outfit as well, which is awesome. Nice nod back to classic games that have died and they're never coming back. But yeah, really fun, really good shooter. It's just we've had a lot of fun, like dropping like lasers on each other and stuff like that, and all sorts.
No, not dropping it on each other. You just dropping it and then running up.
Don't blame me. You're the one that does it. You're the one that does it. I've got that.
You murdered me repeatedly. Murdered me repeatedly. I died more times by your hand than the enemies.
Well, we should have got at it with me bullets then, shouldn't you? Stop trying to hog the kills by walking in front. That's what happens. But yeah, really good game. I had a lot of fun with it, and I'm looking forward to playing it more. And it has battle passes that don't expire, which is what all games should have nowadays. And then number 1, Visions of Mana, an amazing JRPG. Got me back into like classic JRPGs. Like, it's not turn-based, but it sort of bleeds like how I think Final Fantasy should be nowadays. Not where it's gone. It gives me like Dragon Quest vibes. It's bright, it's colourful, massive open sort of environments and stuff. Still keeps the sort of old school sort of, I don't want to say anime, but that Japanese look of it, where, you know, like Final Fantasy's gone really realistic now. That's gone the opposite way. They've still got like big giant floppy hairdos and giant like monsters and giant toadstools and stuff trying to kill you and all that sort of stuff. Really good game, really got me into it. Looking forward to playing more in the series, and I think they brought out the older games in the series on Xbox Game Pass. I've downloaded one of them, but I haven't got around to playing it yet. But I never thought it'd be a JRPG, but honestly, it's the one I put a lot of hours into and really, really enjoyed. So if you like Final Fantasy and JRPGs, I definitely recommend Visions of Honor.
Ah,
I
that
don't
makes
think it's
sense
gonna
with
win,
your
though.
message now.
You don't think it's going to win? Well, because they only got voted once.
Italy, he should, but I don't think it's gonna.
Well, your vote was worth 60 points. So,
Oh well, that
BMG.
makes more sense. I got the Keeley vote.
So, unsurprisingly, it did not win.
Oh, boo!
Have you got one of these?
That's what you think.
No, I want one of them. I need
You
that.
haven't. You can't.
I
They're
wa-
gone.
I tried getting the thingy console, but I couldn't. I'm waiting
You
for
want to see
Lee to
something
send
else that'll
me
make you
his.
jealous?
I'll get his
He just
penis
walked
out.
into a wall.
I love my girlfriend.
I think your girlfriend should get me one.
She got me too. Did she not get you one, BMG?
No, I didn't get one.
Yeah,
didn't
Ash
even
got
get him
like
Astro Bot.
7. He said he's gonna give them away to his favorite people.
Oh,
One,
he's-
two,
Ash,
three, four, five.
he'll
Oh,
sleep with
yeah.
them all in his bed just so no one else can have them. That's Ash
That's
for
it.
you.
Yeah, like a dragon, I hoard it.
Right, so
Yeah,
we
yeah.
move on to the winners.
Yeah,
Well,
we're waiting
yeah.
for you. Come on.
Yeah.
No, just a reminder, as we say every year, there are no winners here. None of us are
No,
winners. No. But 2.5 hours,
One of
that's
us
pretty good.
won. What?
Nearly 50 minutes of this was intros. So I think we've really grown, you know. And I come there's 7 of us here. This is pretty good.
We've done well. We've done well. Yeah.
Yeah. Only 30 minutes of the show was Ash putting Wrap It Up on Venomous, bless him, you know.
That was
Okay.
BMG, I've told
It
you.
was not me. I did not do that because I
You
was
clicked it and
talking
it
to him.
popped up.
I was talking to him. You did it.
I've got the
Oh,
messages where
Fabio.
you said,
It's Fabio.
"Oops, I pressed
It's
it by
Fabio.
accident."
It's Fabio. Fuck off.
You. It's Fabio.
Yeah, I
It
agree. It
was
was Fabio.
It must be Fabio.
So, in
I do
joint
tend
10,
to talk a lot.
you don't say. Enjoy. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm joking. I only said that because I was about to say the joint 10th. We have Still Wakes the Deep, Stalker 2, Visions of Mana, and Poppy, not Poppies,
Got it,
Playtime
top 10.
Chapter 4. All joint top 10
Three,
with 10
three.
points each. And
Three.
then joint 8th, we have WWE
What's
2K24.
You didn't tell us 9th.
8th for 9th because it's joint.
All right.
Do you not know how this works? Come on, kid.
You change it every year.
Yeah. WWE 2K24 and Silent Hill 2, both with 12 votes. Joint 2, 3, 4, 6th is Call of Duty Black Ops 6 and Space Marine 2, both with 17 votes. Joint 5th is Ash. Oh, sorry, not joint, just on his own. I'm so used to saying joint now. On his own. Number 5, rounding it out, Astrobot with 19 votes. Could have been more if someone did what they should have. 4th place. Fourth place,
That should have won.
Hellblade 2 with 21 votes. 3rd place was Palworld somehow
For
with
fuck's
24 votes.
I know what's going to win now. This disgusts me. This disgusts me.
Second place was Helldivers 2 with an incredible 26 votes as well.
Well
But
deserved.
with 40 votes, so a clear
Yeah.
winner by 14, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Hey!
Because you're all biased.
Well deserved. Well deserved. If the fact that
Astro
Indiana
Boy.
Jones wasn't everyone's number one means that you are not true Indiana Jones fans, and Harrison Ford wouldn't piss on you if you were on fire.
Well, when this list came out, when I was told to write this list, that game wasn't even out yet.
Be so time to play it. And right up until the end of the year. Well
But I got
deserved.
told I had.
That was
Oh, no,
fair.
it was out. when I messaged you for the thing, I said it didn't have to be until the Monday, so we gave everyone the Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh,
to
I
play.
gave it there.
Oh, no,
and
a
then.
week to play. Yeah.
I think that's the fairest game of the year show we have ever had, and the right game won. Astrobot should have been second.
Number
No,
one.
you should.
Well,
we shouldn't.
Helldivers is a second party Sony game. So
I thought Luke went, and he went to like the circle. I thought he was like, right, I'm out. That's number one. See you all later.
I got one question. Is there one game you guys are looking forward to this year?
Nah.
fuck's sake.
There's
Get
more
Not
than
one
one
game.
game.
It's too many.
One game. One game. I'm
Just
looking.
one game. You can't choose 5. One.
Assassin's Creed Shadows, because I'm a big Assassin's Creed fan.
Yeah, I've heard bad things about that, so no.
The one game,
Poppy
the one
Playtime
game that
Chapter
I'm looking
4.
for, nobody will guess it. Survival game, Terminator, Steam. Looking forward to that one.
Well, it won't be the online multiplayer Transformers game.
Oh
Will it?
yes.
Been cancelled.
Well, I'm
What?
looking forward for.
I know I'm
Avowed.
gutted about that.
Sorry, Fabio, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward for Avowed, especially considering that if the rumors are true, it's going to be released a day after my birthday, so it's just perfect.
Amazing.
And you don't have to pay for it because it'll be on Game Pass.
Exactly.
It's like free real estate. I'm looking forward to South of Midnight. It's very good.
I'm surprised you didn't say Doom.
I'm not a big Doom fan.
Oh,
His computer can't play it.
To be fair,
No. Like, you are reading this wrong. The thing says mood, not doom. It's something different.
It says wood.
it's
upside down.
mood.
It says wood or
It's
mood. It's not doom.
What about you, Luke?
No, it's moon.
What game are you looking forward to this year? If you had to pick one.
it's Death Stranding 2. Everyone
Nice.
knows this. Or it's like
Is it actually
and-
coming out
it's
this
that and
year?
Doom. Yeah,
Yeah, I think it is.
Is it actually coming out this year? Yeah.
Yeah. So that and Doom, but if I had to pick one of those, it'd be Death Stranding. Just.
I thought he put a
Ash.
post saying all his games has been delayed due to the writers' strike.
Fable.
Fable's now coming out this year. You're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
getting Fable this year. No.
Shut your
No.
dirty little face.
You are not getting
Why?
Fable
Because
this
you'll not
year.
play it because you don't play games. So shut up.
Fable, it's Right, stop it. I'm
wonder
going
if I
through a
can
lot
get
of
that for you,
emotional
Ash.
feelings right now.
What about you, BMG?
Ash,
Is
do you
it
think we should-
Astrobot 2?
Astros is his most anticipated
It's
game of this year.
Astrobot 2. That's his favorite game.
He's heard good things. Yeah.
Like, his top 10 next year is going to be in 10th place, Astrobot, 9th, Astrobot.
Right,
8th.
that's it. We're ending the show now.
Yeah.
We've
Detroit's
run way
become
over
human.
time.
Heavy
Way
rain.
over time because we was going to do a 20 questions, but we'll save it for another show. But keep an eye out for what we're doing. We are doing things a bit different this year. The way we do news and things, we're doing something different to see how it works. So keep an eye out for that. Let us know in the comments in the Discord, on Twitter /X, and in the YouTube comments on what you think. More information to come. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us this evening in chat and everyone on the panel. Thank you very much. Thank you, GINNA, for coming back again to do your bullshit that you do to make this whole thing work, that we still don't understand after all this time, but thank you
Never
very
will.
much. Luke, we'll talk about Jim another day. There's some big things coming with Jim. I overheard some conversations when I was listening through his window. But other than that, thank you very much for everyone joining.
I hope that's
thank
not
you,
true,
everyone.
because if that is true,
Allegedly. We'll add allegedly in there.
Nudge, nudge.
I allegedly know or don't know where Jim Ryan lives, our Lord and Savior of 2025.
Have
But
you
other than
managed
that,
to buy one of the cookies yet off eBay?
I know they're asking ridiculous amount of money, and I wasn't willing to pay what they were asking. But other than that, thank you very much. If you don't like the outro song, Ciao.
Welcome to the XPN, where the gamers unite. Podcasts and game reviews, we're streaming all night. Ash is diving deep into games you've never played, while BMG's on a mission to bring Jim back unafraid. XPN Network, where the fun never ends. Game talk, banter, and all of our friends. Insults are flying, the chat's on fire. We're all about gaming, it's our heart's desire. Fabio's got his halo, but Madden's his crown. Playing every season, he's never backing down. KWBY's dropping gospel, wisdom in the fray, while Nikki's moaning softly, wishing for more play. XPN Network, where the fun never ends. Game talk, banter, and all of our friends. Insults are flying, the chat's on fire. We're all about gaming, it's our heart's desire. Shadow Mall's a mystery, just staring at the screen. But we all know he's listening, the quiet gaming scene. 20 questions, we're useless, but we'll laugh through the pain. In this gaming family, it's love that we gain. XPN Network, where the fun never ends. Game talk, banter, and all of our friends. Insults are flying, the chat's on fire. We're all about gaming, it's our heart's desire. So come. So come. So come.